Okay, so welcome to tonight's session, session number 6. Quick recap what happened last week. So, our band of intrepid adventurers bumbled their way through the vault heist. They successfully defeated the vault keeper, but then when they left the areas of the crime, they were arrested by the ship's guard. They were marched off to the brig, where they were then interrogated by the captain and the first officer before all hell broke loose and the ship was attacked by mysterious forces of a robotic and war-forged nature. The first mate was killed in the first wave, and that allowed our band to escape the brig and make their way upstairs, where they then started to battle the forces that had invaded the vessel, tried to fight off a couple of creatures which were doing damage to the engines as the boat started to descend, made their way successfully up, collected some of Axel's equipment, made their way up with the intent of reaching the upper level and departing the vessel by using one of the lifeboats. However, they were ambushed by a bunch of soldiers. Although Noella laid down a web and webbed most of them, they were unable to reach the top deck before the vessel hit the ground, and everybody apart from Noella had managed to escape through a hole in the outer wall of the vessel and fly off into the sunset. Everybody else got thrown around, and as the vessel crashed. So we finished up the session with climbing down from the boat onto a hill of glass, and the vessel is teetering on the edge of a precipice. Its back broken and threatening to fall in either direction fairly soon. Kingsman, the last to depart the vessel, noticed as he was about to jump down a spider, one of the spiders that the party released from the vault when they failed to find the orb they was looking for. Looked down and the acid spider exploded and blew off the lower part of his leg, so he tumbled out of the vessel.
One of his legs.
His left leg. He tumbled out of the vessel and hit the ground. So we'll start today's session with some introductions. So Josh?
Yeah, my character is Maylor. I'm a half-elf wizard. I'm in the School of Abjuration, and I'm level 5.
So for purists, what is the School of Abjuration?
That is a good question. I'll be with you in a sec. So basically, abjuration is for spells of in nature, protective in nature, though some of them may have aggressive uses. I can create magical barriers, negate harmful effects, harm trespassers, and banish creatures to other planes of existence.
Very cool. Hey.
Yeah, so I'm playing Jeff's character. Jeff can't be with us tonight. Lobo, who's a half-orc pirate barbarian. He's 6'6", built like the proverbial, and with grey skin and red eyes. And he wields a hook and a chain. It's kind of an unusual weapon. Hi, I'm Peter. I'm playing a half-elf called Axel, who is a rogue, who's supposed to be useful in finding a way around places and getting into things, although that hasn't gone so well so far.
Hey, Lauren? I
am playing Noella Whiteface, who is a female human druid. It's also gone a little bit roguish. So she sort of grew up in sort of the natural world. So most of her abilities involve around sort of animal handling. But yeah, since going on several missions, she's gone to the dark side of it. It's turned a bit roguish.
Noella's basically the hero, I think. Which is the
motley
crew of
character
companions,
in most combat.
Yeah.
Okay, we're also joined tonight by Cyre, who'll be playing a dwarven paladin who the party haven't met yet, so we'll introduce the character a little bit later on once we get playing. Dave?
I am playing Kingsman. He is a dwarven cleric, and I've lost the leg, so
he's a foot shorter than he was.
Yeah, literally. So yeah, I'm ready to get started. Let's go.
Okay,
I'm
so
unconscious. That's me done.
you're not unconscious. You've tumbled from the vessel and you're currently face down on the ground. First thing I'm going to ask you to do is roll a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
8.
Okay, so
Well, nice knowing you.
you have lost your left leg, and unsurprisingly, you've now gone into shock. So you're currently incapacitated.
Okay.
Okay, so we can cut to the other map now, Dave.
Oh, you want the other?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll put some tunes on in my background. I've lost the. You have to fill in the space for 5 minutes.
Okay.
La, la, la.
I use my uncanny investigation abilities and realise that he's lost a leg.
So
Can anyone help? Kingsman.
Kingsman is now face down on the ground. Brief description of your surroundings. You're currently at the top of a hill. You're almost at the crest. So where the vessel's come down is in the crest, and it's basically beats itself. So you've got the rear portion, which is more settled on the ground than the front portion. The front portion is overhanging what looks like quite a steep precipice on the other side. So if you can imagine the end of the Italian job as an example. You are on a fairly flat piece of land, but it does drop off quite steeply back towards the way you've come. What do you want to do? Kingsman is face down on the ground and currently motionless.
And Swidow's missing.
And Swidow is with you. He's been out. So Swidow and Lobo are currently with you.
I haven't got any healing.
I can do cure wounds. I'm not sure if that's gonna.
I can do wounds as well.
You're not with us yet.
Am I not with you yet?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
Yeah, we haven't found you yet, I don't think. I do have a potion.
I have
Okay.
several potions.
Either of you trained in medicine?
I've got
No.
+3.
Okay.
Got plus
roll me a
1.
medicine check then, please.
12 +3, so it's 15.
Okay, so your assessment is he's in shock.
Okay.
You don't think it's going to have any effect if you just give him the potion. Obviously, it will give him some hit points back, but you don't think it's going to get him out of his catatonic state. I think the only thing that's going to get him out of his catatonic state is some rest.
Okay.
So where you are at the moment is in this sort of little lee on the hill. It looks fairly defensible. The vessel is obviously next to you, just off the map. You can take a short rest here if you want to recover some hit points. 'Cause I'm pretty sure you're all fairly low at the moment. Pete, you was unconscious at the end of the last session as well, weren't you? Because they used some potions to bring you back. So if you want to take a short rest and burn some hit dice off to get some hit points back, you can.
So we tourniquet his leg.
Yeah, so if you want to make me another medicine check, you can stabilise him so he doesn't get any worse. And that may
20.
natural
Nice.
20.
His leg grows
natural
back.
20.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Dave, you actually get 6 hit points back.
Okay.
You're still catatonic and you aren't going to get any worse now.
That's fine. Stabilised.
Yeah.
Good. Thank
Short
you.
rest.
But you are still incapacitated.
Yeah.
Do you want the other one? I'll put it in the bag.
Sure.
Basically, we sort of don't do anything
Yeah.
too strenuous for about an hour, and allows us to recover some abilities and our
Yeah.
hit points. Some hit points.
Yeah.
So a
Do we
long
carry on
rest.
playing?
Sorry.
Do we carry on
If I take
playing?
a short rest,
Or basically
do I
say
take-
we're going
do I
to
get
rest
some
for
of
an
these
hour and
spells
then
You get your
we
check back.
So if I do I have to
do
take
whatever
these, do I?
thing
No,
to get
just
back.
take short
Just
rest.
take characters and then move on.
Yeah.
You could
Oh,
do
fine.
some
Awesome.
minor
But
playing
you,
during that.
if you want to hit points back, I don't know
Yeah.
if you
Oh, I
a
didn't get any
dream.
actually because I got
Yeah.
transferred and flew off.
We just kind of like crashed out.
Yeah. Your in-game character effectively just goes to sleep.
Well, not for
Yeah.
a short rest, just
Just for a short,
or just kind of
Chills out.
yeah.
for sleep,
Yeah.
cat nap.
So, hit points.
Yep. Roll your hit dice.
15 plus Constitution.
Yep.
Times 3 plus 9, 24 back.
Did you lose any hit points?
That's the thing, I forgot what hit points I lost. Because I did my level and stuff, and so what I'll do is I'll probably give myself maybe 14 hit points and then work my way back up, just so it's fair. Because I think I lost quite a few,
Okay.
or maybe I think I went to about 6 hit points before I leveled up. So
Okay.
I'll do a short rest and do the with 3.
So how many hit dice do you want to burn?
I'd use 3.
Okay. You got to roll them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's D6 for you.
Yeah. So I'll do 6
Nice.
plus 1, 2. So it's 7, 2, and a 4. 7, 2, and 4. So 13 hit points.
Okay.
I got 23 back.
Okay. Right, so as you approach the end of your short rest, 2 things happen. So Kingsman, you come back to semi-consciousness.
Okay.
So your shock is over. You can use hit dice as well if you want to get some hit points back. And in the wreckage of the vessel, in the hole that you climbed out, you see a female dwarf covered in plate mail, bearing a shield and carrying a battle axe, appear in the hole. So you want to shout down and introduce yourself?
I'm Agatha. I can't pronounce my surname. Dikundarak?
Dikundarak.
I'm a female paladin dwarf, and I'm currently 90 years old. 92, sorry, 92, I think.
Fairly young for a dwarf, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
So you won't know this, but House Kundarak is one of the Dragonmarked houses of the realm we're playing in, so it's quite an important, it's our noble family.
Mm-hmm.
So Kingsman is also from House Kundarak. So as you appear, you're quite a way off the ground, and obviously you're only 4 foot tall, so it's going to be quite a struggle for you to climb down.
How far off the ground?
It's about 20 feet. So Swido offers to climb up and assist Agatha down. So he gets a boost off Lobo, climbs up into the vessel, and then ties a rope around your waist and lowers you to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you don't have to jump or make a athletics check or anything like that. As he's doing that, the rest of you notice further down the hill there is a band of 10 of these bots that you saw before. So
They're pretty hardcore.
they're about 15 feet tall, and they are slowly moving up the hill towards you. They're about 300 feet away at the moment. So Swido starts to lay you even quicker, and you untie yourself and start to move on to the board. And we've got the mini on the board already. Yeah. As these bots start to move up closer to the vessel, all of a sudden they sort of squat down on one knee and extend their arms out. You can see on their arms they appear like cannons, and they start firing towards the vessel. Now, about 150 feet away from where you are now, towards the stern of the ship, you also start to see other survivors crawling down out of the wreckage. And they're aiming towards them as they're climbing down. And they squat down, they fire 3 times each, so these huge explosions bloom all across the hull of the downed vessel, and it shakes, and Swido loses his footing and disappears back into the corridor. And then you hear this almighty crack as the back half of the ship, where the back had broken, just loses all structural integrity completely. And the rear of the ship breaks off from the front, so the overhang slowly, just in slow motion, disappears over the crest of the hill, and starts disappearing into the distance. So the section of the hull where Swidow has fallen over in now just disappears away from you. The rear of the vessel starts to slide back down the other direction, much slower because the gradient isn't as steep, and is heading off towards where these gigantic bots are. Fortunately, as it sort of passes, it cuts off their vision of you while the vessel slides past. So what action do you want to take? You have a brief moment of no sight on this band of 10.
Right, we need to get moving.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So it's like laid out like this. We're up here. They're
Yeah.
over
The
that way.
ship's over here.
So the
Yeah.
ship would have been
On
going
this side.
that way.
Okay.
So the crest of the hill is towards me,
Yeah.
and then the bots would be sort of off the page over towards Dave's
So
direction.
Swidow's gone off.
They're down here.
Swirlow's gone this way.
Yeah.
The bots are over where you are,
Yeah.
and the vessel slid that way. So if the bots are here, the vessel slid down
Yeah.
straight along the table, and at the moment the
So
vessel is between you
temporary
and
now.
them temporarily.
Yeah.
And then Swidow's half has broken off and come directly down the
Do
table
we need
towards
to
me.
get to Swidow?
We'll follow it and see where it's gone.
Yeah. I was going to pass about trace, but I've used it for myself. So. No.
So we
Okay,
could-
so pass without trace you can cast on the party.
I've run out of spell slots, so I should
Okay.
realise I want to use that. So.
Okay,
Can you cast at a higher level?
So
When we're up a level, did you get any more?
No, it only goes up to second level, my thing I can do.
There, yes, right.
Yeah.
okay,
So I want to follow the ship.
right. So are you all moving, marching order?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Lobo can pick me up.
That's you.
So we talked about it earlier. This is Chewbacca and C-3PO.
Yep.
Me strapped to his back.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough.
So you can wield your crossbow if you want.
Did I have that before actually?
You did have your crossbow because you was using it in the fight.
Did you just move me?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
What else?
No.
So Lobo
Cool. Lobo gave me a battle axe +1,
with
Okay.
Agatha.
so I don't have all my gear, which I had a crossbow.
Oh yeah, because you
Still on the
you
boat.
were only dressed up as
Priest.
A priest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you've got a battle axe +1 then.
Yeah, and a shield +1.
Yeah.
Still got those with me.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just that and my spells.
Okay. Right. So you start moving off towards the crest of the hill.
We'll see where that ship's fallen.
Yeah. So you reach the crest, and you can see the hill is quite steep as it descends off into the distance, and the half containing Swidow has really picked up some speed. So it slides down, it keeps going and going and going. It's at 500, 600, 700 feet away before it suddenly disappears over the edge of a cliff and out of your view. After 5-6 seconds, you hear an almighty crash, loud snapping of trees. It's continuing its path, but it's obviously on a completely different set of terrain. It is now out of your view. However, about 100 feet away from where you are at the crest, as you've gone over, there is one marine, so that's the creatures you fought before, and 2 soldiers. So one of those and 2 of those, about 100 feet away from you. They leapt from the vessel as it started sliding.
Lobo
Sorry.
picks up speed, heads towards him.
Sorry.
Lobo picks up speed.
Okay, so
Runs
roll
towards him.
initiative, please. You got that plain grass, mate. Stick that up for this.
Have I got?
You know the plain grass one that you showed me earlier.
No.
No, that's all right. We just use this. It's fine. Okay, so
No,
if you
go
can roll initiative, please.
Yep. Lobo got 16.
Okay. Pete, what did you get?
I got 20.
Kingsman?
I got 2.
Am I supposed to roll
Yeah,
dice?
roll
Yeah,
initiative.
do
So it's
D20.
D20.
Okay.
That's the yeah. Okay.
Lauren?
I got 4 plus 2 is 6.
Okay, so
I got 5.
5.
We're all getting low numbers.
And Maylor?
19.
19. Okay, Axel, you're up first.
No. Yes.
Yes.
That's not normal.
No, it's not. But it does happen occasionally, and it has happened.
So what's happening now?
We're about to go into a battle.
So we're being put in the order in which we threw.
Yes.
Okay. She's great.
Okey-dokey. Right. So they're about 100 feet away, Pete.
I delay my action.
Okay.
Um,
What's the trigger?
I'll just follow Lobo.
Okay.
And Lobo, I say this.
Oh
Maylor?
They're 100 feet away. I can cast a cantrip firebolt at one of them.
Yeah, range is 120 feet.
Yeah. So
Roll to
I'll-
hit for me, please.
Cool. So that's 16 plus 6.
So which one are you going to hit? One of the soldiers or the marine?
I'll go for the marine.
Yep.
And that's a 2d10. 2d10. I'm trying to forget which one it is. I think it's this one. Yeah.
You just roll both of them.
Oh, okay. So 8 and a 3.
8 and 3, 11, yeah.
Yeah.
Any bonuses?
No.
Okay, so 11 damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so you cast your cantrip. A flaming bolt leaps from your palms and arcs off towards the marine, hitting him square in the chest. Loud magical blast of energy. He took damage. There's a big scorch mark across his breastplate now.
Lobo.
Lobo.
He's forgotten about Kingsman on his back already,
Yeah.
and just built down the.
Okay, so he's going to use the dash action
Yep.
to cover the distance.
So on his back.
So he moves 80 feet.
Yeah. 16. That's off here somewhere.
Okay, so if we move everybody down the other end of the map, so at the beginning of the path.
Yeah. That's where it's oh, sorry. Yeah. Thanks.
It was drunk.
Do we have it the battle here?
Yep, that's fine.
So then he'll be 20 feet away from that.
Yeah,
So there.
yeah, cool. And if you
I then move
drop
on.
them on for me, please.
Axel then moves like that.
Yep.
Axel then moves 60. So that's
So where you going, you darn idiot?
there.
Tripod stick something.
These guys are all somewhere back there somewhere.
Okay, so that's Lobo and Axel gone. Noella,
Well, I'm not really close enough for anything that I can use.
you're 100 feet away.
So I've moved 30 feet, but I've got nothing that I can use that's in range, really.
Okay, so if you
You
can
can
move
double
30 and then you can use your action to move again, which
Yeah.
would take you 60 feet.
That'd be good. I'll do that then.
So you'll be square or two behind
Yeah.
me.
Where am I? Am I here? Let's move up.
Yeah.
About.
There. Somewhere like
Perfect.
Okay, so I'm going to be at least within 60 feet range. I'd like to use crossbow.
You've just used your action
No,
to
just-
move an
Oh,
extra
it's double
30
enough,
feet.
of course.
So
Okay.
Unless you've got a bonus action that you want to do.
Let's have a look. Bonus action. Sneak attack, no. Oh no, 2 weapon fire, no.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Not
Which
useful.
are the bonus actions?
Go
That
to
should be
literally just
actions.
And here.
Yeah.
somewhere here.
Because I can only move 25 feet as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
10 feet from both
Sarah,
sides.
you can move 25 feet, and then you can do the same as what Lauren did, which is use your action to move again,
Okay.
which means you can move 50.
50 feet, okay.
But that would leave you at the end of this round still 50 feet away from
Lobo.
the action, if you like.
Yes.
That's one of the disadvantages with playing a dwarf, is they have slightly less movement position.
Legs.
Tiny.
So you'll be
Okay, so.
there.
Okay, which one am I?
The one without the black
You're
circle.
the one with the bow. Completely doesn't look like you at all,
It's
but
fun,
it's the only
yeah,
spare
that's
mini
the
you
one.
have.
See. So I'm
The
here.
little
Yep.
short one. Statue.
Okay, so bonus actions, you have you can cast Shield of Faith, Sanctuary, or Branding Smite, but Branding Smite would then you would lose that because you're still not in combat. Shield of Faith gives you extra armor class,
Okay.
and Sanctuary gives, if somebody hits you, then they have to take a Wisdom saving throw. So again, it's not really useful at the moment because you're too far away.
But Shield of Faith is useful.
Shield of Faith would give you an extra 2 in your armour class, but you have an armour class of 21 at the moment, so you might want to wait until you get into combat and see whether you need to use that
Yep.
or not yet.
Is that a spell or cantrip?
That's a spell, which you've only got 4 of. So.
Yes.
Okay, so you've moved 50 feet, that's your turn over, so it's my turn. So I'm going to move the 20 feet to Lobo, please, Pete, for me, and I'm going to make 2 unarmed strike attacks.
Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is he not close enough then?
Lobo moved 80.
Yeah, I thought they were 100.
That was 100.
Okay. There you go.
Okay, so first attack is natural 17 on the dice. That's 24 to hit.
Yeah.
And natural 19, so 26. For, I'm assuming that he's raging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. That's what I said there.
17 damage, half to 8. So the Marine moves up and takes 2 mighty fist swings at Lobo, connecting twice. He takes the damage, but you can see he shrugs off quite a lot of it, as normal for Lobo. Kingsman, you're up.
I will cast Spirit Guardians on myself and make sure that Lobo and the rest of my party are unaffected. Spirit Guardians calls down some spectral angelic forms that surround me up to an area of 15 foot.
Yep.
So it's going to get that one. And they have to pass a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay, so for the Marine and the soldier on the right hand side, yeah?
Yep. Well, 5, 10, 15, that one's... so it's definitely that one.
Yeah, not the other 2.
Yeah, not the other 2.
Okay, so
Yeah.
just the Marine.
Yeah.
Is it one of these
It's-
ones where they move into it?
Yeah, so it's up to
What's
10
your DC?
minutes. 14 you need to.
I failed.
Yay, fantastic. So that's 3d8 damage.
Okay.
Radiant damage. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
3D.
So what's that? 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Good damage.
Out of 24.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's an area of effect, isn't it? That stays?
Yeah, it's 15 foot radius around me.
Yeah.
I'm on Lobo's back, so it's on him. For 10 minutes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So what the rest of you see is Kingsman, who's struck to Lobo's back, wave his arms around and cast a spell, and then the area immediately be surrounded by ghosts that spin round in this circle. So, like the scene at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, where they open the Ark. And
Only nicer.
Only nicer.
Yes,
Yes,
they're
yeah.
friendly ghosts.
They're friendly
And
spirits.
angelic ones.
Apart from the fact that they all converge on the Marine, and he absorbs 3 of them and takes a fair amount of radiant damage. So the scorch mark on his breastplate has now been accompanied by a radiant glow that now he's absorbed through the spirits in this area of effect. But you hear lots of moaning and screaming as these ghosts fly around.
That's just from
Kingsman.
He's lost a leg.
Okay, so Clockwork Soldiers, not being the smartest tools in the bag, do move up and flank Lobo. So one of them's going to attack you, Kingsman. The other one's going to attack Lobo. So I'll make my wisdom saving throws now that they've entered the area.
So it's literally Lobo's going to turn around and fight one. No, I can't do it.
So one rolled a 14 on the dice, which is a pass, and the other one fails. So you roll 3d8 damage for one that failed, please.
The one that failed gets half damage as well.
The one that passed gets half damage, yeah. So just roll it once
8,
and then I'll
9,
half it.
10, 11.
Okay.
So you get half, and then the other one gets full.
11.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the green one took again 3 spirits full on and looks pretty damaged.
Cool.
The other one took half, so that's 6. And maths is failing. He's glowing a bit, but nowhere near as damaged as the other one. Okay, top of the round. And Axel.
1, 2, 3. I rush up. I see the Clockwork Soldiers are distracted by all that's going on with them, and I slide my sword in between the armour plates on the one on the left.
Rotate for me then, please.
I don't slide my sword between the armour plates on the left.
Did you roll a 1?
I rolled a 1.
Okay, can
Is
you
that,
roll
is
it
that
again
the
for
dice
me,
that I
please?
touched?
Yes, it is. It doesn't matter, it makes
Sorry
no
about
difference.
1.
I'm not
You have cursed the dice.
Well,
What was I saying about dice jails earlier?
this is unprecedented.
Should
So
I leave now?
fortunately, you don't manage to hit Kingsman, who's perched on Lobo's back, but you manage to stab yourself in the leg. So if you'd like to roll damage for that, please. I won't make you roll sneak.
I was going to say, I know that's coming. Another 1. So that's 4 damage.
Okay, so you swing down, miss Kingsman, miss the soldier,
Almost missed myself.
almost miss yourself, but not far enough, and you
Imagine if I chopped off my own leg.
you do stab the meaty part of your the top part of your leg, but it's okay. There's plenty of meat there, and you don't damage anything significant.
Casting aspersions upon.
Maylor.
So I would like to move forward.
Okay.
So I've got a walking distance of 30.
So now you're going to be 70 away.
Yeah. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, he's there. That's where he is. You're already in position.
Oh, yeah, because put your character there. So.
yeah. So
That's it. That's where you are.
Oh.
He's moved.
You've done
oh great.
You
Okay.
were further away.
Yeah.
We just hadn't put you off.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, I was a bit confused by the fact that I was already there. Okay, cool. And I would like to use a dash to move another 30.
Do you do that then?
Yeah.
So you'll be up where Noella is.
Yeah. Right beside her, or in the tree.
Take some shade, obviously.
Yeah.
You'll be up here somewhere. But you're half elf, so you'll be fine.
Yes.
Lobo?
Friend.
He's just going to decapitate the biggest one.
Okay, is he going to use his grapple, or is he just going to go straight for a
No,
bludgeon
he's
attack?
just going to try and knock his head off.
Okay, so bludgeon for 1d10 damage.
Yeah. Look at that.
Not another one.
No. She's already catching on. It's alright.
That's pretty much it, really. 20s is yay, roll 1 is oh no.
I'm not rolling for myself.
He does get 2 attacks.
Yeah, so that's 25 for the first one, 24 for the second one.
Okay, so roll your damage then, please. So 2d10 plus 5, or 2d10 plus 10 even.
Yeah. 22 damage.
He's raging, isn't he?
He's raging, so he gets
an extra 4.
4. 26.
26 damage. Okay, so Lobo pulls his chain out, swings it boof, a forward slash across the head and a back slash across the head, and the brawler is down.
Well done.
Knocks the head clean off.
Excellent.
Good.
Told you.
Okay. Noella.
I am going to use frostbite on, I'd say, that one there.
Okay, so the yellow one.
Yep.
What does that do?
So, let me just check it. Numbing frost to form on the creature you see within range. The target must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the target takes 1d6 cold damage and is disadvantaged on the next weapon attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
I rolled a 17 on the dice.
So in the con is 14.
Yeah.
So that's fine. You.
I
So
passed, so
yeah,
no
damage.
effect. Yeah. Would you like to move closer?
So let's see what I can do. Do you know what? I think I'll stay where I am for now.
Okay.
Mhm.
Sarah.
I think I need to move close, don't I, before I do anything.
Yes.
You can do 5
So-
squares.
5, 2, 3, 4. I think that's a square.
Yep.
5, and I'm still 25 feet away.
Yep.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah. 25, 20.
So it wouldn't be. So I can't then walk closer and then do something else. If I walk
No.
closer, I'm
Unless
then
it's a
It's never.
right
unless
in
you've got a
front of
bonus
me.
action, if that's
I
anything.
don't think you've got that.
I wouldn't use a spell at this point.
Okay.
You're,
So
you're
what do I do?
better
Do I
off
just
just
stay where I
moving up so that you can make your attack next round.
Oh,
next
okay.
round.
Yeah, so you can
Or if you waited there, then you can move up at the start of your next turn
Probably
and
better.
attack it.
Yeah, I'll
Wait
see
and
that.
see what happens.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll stay there then.
Okay, so he's out. He's down, and Kingsman, you're up. So there's one that you can hit. It's the yellow one. You can melee with him.
Yeah, go on then. I wasn't planning on doing that, but might as well. +5. 10.
Missed.
I've got a big
Okay.
disadvantage.
So he returns the favour and attacks you for 12.
To hit
Armor class
12?
to hit.
On my armor class is 12, yes.
Yeah.
So it
Okay.
does.
And 12 on the second attack as well
Oh,
for 16 damage in total. So he swings his sword twice and connects. You have difficulty moving out of the way. Obviously, you do use your shield,
I can't move that way. But yeah.
but
Well, you're swinging wildly
no,
around, so you
not-
have to hit the first.
not quite effective enough to stop the attacks this time.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other one attacks Lobo. 13.
Nope.
No. So he swings his sword and misses. Top of the round is Axel.
I withdraw my sword from my own leg. Being more
But it's-
careful
but it's
about it
bloody
this time.
now.
Yeah.
It's been bloody.
Yeah, that's good. Now I slip the sword deftly in between two of the armour plates.
Okay.
16.
It's a hit.
Yeah.
Sneak attack damage as well.
Yep. Which is how much was this level?
2d6 or 3d6.
Yes, extra 3d6, so it's 14, plus 3, 17 damage.
17 damage. Okay, so this time you do definitely slip your blade between the sort of the top of the rib cage and where the armpit is. You sink it in right to the heel, and you definitely stab where its tiny clockwork heart is. It goes down, and you hear the telltale beeping.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to say no more than that. Hopefully you remember what that means. You need to
gonna
leave
go.
Oh, yeah.
hopefully you
My
remember what that
accent
means
shows.
from last time, but there is a beep and a red glow from its chest.
This is what happened when that's what blew the hole in the side
Yeah.
of the thing.
Maylor,
Shit.
you're up.
Get that.
Oh, sorry, do you want to do anything else?
Can I
I'm
go
going
the
to
other
shout
direction?
out, Scram! It's going to blow!
Yeah.
Is this
And
Axel
then
or
and
Lobo?
then- Axel. And then I run
Okay.
30 feet.
Yeah, because you haven't moved. Jen.
I jump over it and go this way.
Yeah,
1,
that's
2, 3,
fine.
4, 5. I think there's one there as well. 6.
Okay. Maylor?
What's Lobo? Is Lobo done his turn as well?
No,
Nope.
Lobo hasn't been yet.
Oh, okay. Okay, fine.
And there's one left standing, one on the ground, beeping
Yeah,
and
beeping.
flashing red.
Okay. I will cast a. Still too far, so I'll probably just cast another firebolt on the current standing one.
Yep.
So I'll
Roll
just
to hit for me.
yeah. 13 plus 6, that's 19.
Yep, you hit.
So that's 2d10. So I'll do this again. So that's a 4 and a 3.
7 damage.
7 damage.
So you cast your spell again, the firebolt erupts from your upraised palm, streaks towards the soldier and hits him square in the chest. It gives him a nice big scorch mark right in the centre, but he is still standing. Lobo.
Lobo's gonna. He's heard what's going on, but he's full on raging.
Mid-range.
Mid-range. He's gonna finish this one off. And he's gonna recklessly attack.
Okay.
So that's. I'm going to 25.
Hit. And roll your second attack as well.
13.
Missed. So roll your damage.
Doesn't do more damage, does it?
Not for reckless, no, it just gives you advantage on the hit.
10.
Just what you need. Okay, so Lobo brings down the hook, hits it square in the chest, misses with a backswing, but that's because the soldier starts falling backwards immediately and is down. It also starts blinking and beeping.
Lobo looks at it for a briefest flicker of a moment and then legs it.
Noella?
Would you like to sneeze? So they're both down. One is about to blow.
They're both about to blow.
Both about to blow.
Both beeping.
blinking and beeping, yeah.
Do I need to get past him, or can I wait for him to blow up and then make my way around?
No, you have to go past.
You can just stay there if you
I
want.
think I might just stay there because I think I'm out of it.
Okay.
Out of the range, yeah.
Okay. Sarah?
Someone might want to. She wasn't there before.
Agatha might not know.
I'm assuming it's about to blow up,
Um,
but I don't
Yeah,
know
maybe she
how
doesn't know.
large an area it will take out.
So
You
I
see,
think you
I'm
should-
25 feet away.
I'll just
from it.
shout.
I think it's your bonus action to shout saying, "Move
Well, you
out."
can use if you're not going to take any other action, you can take an action to say something a bit more than just a few words.
Yeah, I will use a bonus action to inform Agatha that we've encountered these things on the ship, and when they start glowing, they're about to blow up, so get out of range.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know
just
how
shout-
big the
just shout,
range is.
"Run!"
Run.
They're gonna blow.
Get out.
I don't know. Do I need
This
to
way,
be
towards
further?
me.
Do I need to be further away than I am? At the
Yes,
moment?
I'd say
Okay,
that's where I am.
That's fine. Then I will go back in that
Go on.
direction.
Yeah.
Now?
I'll just go as far away as possible.
Yeah, as far as you can. From behind me, type thing.
Like there, I think.
Then you can move again if you want.
No, I'll be alright, Sarah.
Okay.
Famous last words.
If I'm the only one out of range, would I not be the only one left standing? That'd be rubbish.
You'd rather go down with everyone else.
No, why not?
Kingsman.
I'm holding an action until I see what happens next.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm on his back anyway, so I'm out of blast radius. It's not like I can
Well,
dash.
You hope you're out of blast radius.
Yeah.
I'll pick up Lobo and hop further.
Okay, so we reach the end of the round. The two soldiers, as expected, do explode. They explode out to a radius of 20 feet.
Oh,
1, 2, 3. It misses.
Okay, so nobody takes any damage, and
think
the
you'd be okay,
pieces
actually,
can
if
be
you're about
removed.
there.
I would have been. I was 25 feet away.
God.
I just thought it's like if I went too far in this direction, I'd never catch anybody else.
Yeah.
We'll wait for you. Sorry. From now on, we will move.
Yeah, Lobo can
That's
pick.
okay. If
Yeah, but pick
He's not
Agatha
having
and
a
if
baby.
waiting is a thing, then that's okay.
I was tempted to
I've
change
only
into
got
a
little legs.
cheetah and
two
run off.
dwarves on both shoulders. Lobo just running around with two dwarves.
Okay, so with the battle over the soldiers exploded, you do hear, or begin to hear, sounds of a large company coming up the hill from behind. So you assume that the group of 10 artillery bots that you store is still moving towards you. So what do you want to do?
Well, Lobo wants to go back and fight him.
Now that he's raging.
Yeah, come on, I'll take him all on.
I think to get out of dodge.
Yeah, keep moving.
Yeah.
Can we see anything in the distance?
I don't
From
want to wait.
behind you.
I don't want to wait.
Toward in front of us.
Oh,
like any
It's disappeared
notable
over.
It's just a big
landscapes or.
So
Gouge.
the hill just, it's a lot steeper. It goes off into the distance. There is a cliff, obviously, because you saw the ship go over it. You can't see any notable structures, but then because of where you are and where the terrain is, you think that there are cutbacks lower down. So there could be something hidden from view in one of those cutbacks, or some of the valleys that you can see from where you are.
Could I transform into a bird and fly around? See if that's
You can
something?
do that,
I might
yes.
do that. So I would like to transform into an eagle again.
Axel heads off downhill looking for any cover.
Okay.
So it's
I'm going to move up for the rest of the
Lobo's
group.
starting to inch back up the hill. With you.
And
Caught
Okay, so-
between self-preservation and
You
kick the
turn
crap out
once
of him.
more into the eagle form that you assumed earlier on in your escape from the crashing vessel, and you circle ever higher. You can make out now that the section of the hull containing Swidow has slid quite far down now and is currently settled amidst a rather large and dense looking forest in a valley at the bottom. It's quite a way away. It's a good mile and it's hard terrain, so it would take quite a while to traverse there. You can't see from your vantage point an easy route down into the valley, and the cliff that it fell over is quite high. Off in the other distance from behind you, you can see this party of 10 bots is moving closer to the guys that are on the ground. And you can also see other bots all converging on the rear half of the vessel. So there's quite a lot of patrols and obviously the stuff that attack the ship from the ground, as well as the bots that were in the vessel when it crashed, are now sort of in this area. So it'd be a good idea to get out of dodge.
Which half of the ship was the cabin that the bloke who had the thing? You know his name because you were
No, I don't even know my own name sometimes.
Damien.
Damien, that's it.
No, the other one.
The House Jarasco
Yeah, House
representatives.
Jarasco.
So all of the cabins are occupied by the House representatives who are in the rear of the vessel.
Which is the bit which went
Down
Down.
to the back
Yeah.
where all the bots are. And the front half of the vessel, which is the one that Swidow's in, went
The other
the
way.
other way.
Axel is reluctantly thinking that discretion is the better part of valour here.
Walk away to fight another day.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we'll regroup and look.
Yeah.
Perhaps get back to some sort of civilization and look for orders from.
So you spend a few more minutes flying around,
Mhm.
surveying an ever-widening area, and you do spot quite a way in the distance, and it could be hidden from view from where you are because
Yeah.
of the cutbacks and the
Yeah.
way the terrain lies. A small, what looks like fenced village. You know,
Okay.
like it's got a balustrade around it with a log balustrade. But it's about half a day's travel by your estimate to get there.
Okay.
But the route there, you think you'll be able to guide the party around the patrols that are in the area, and you could reach that safely, and it would probably be your best bet so that you can, think about taking a long rest,
Yeah.
recovering hit points, recovering spells and abilities, and obviously trying to find some sort of longer term help for Kingsman.
Yeah, I think we should do that. Head to the little village.
Which is that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Axel's already down that way.
Lobo doesn't care.
Okay, so you're going to stay as
Yeah, I'll
an
stay as an
eagle?
eagle for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us while you're an eagle?
Oh, that's a good point. I thought I might
Oh,
have
yeah.
to transform
What's
back.
that? There's a village, half a birthday's travel.
So
Lead the way.
you can't converse with them
Oh, I
as
thought I
an
could
eagle.
Do it
So
telepathically or something.
you do have
Land on
to,
the branch, you go.
Yeah, just signal that way.
Just like that.
Okay, yeah, so I'll fly back, transfer back into a human, tell them what I've seen,
Yep.
and suggest we go that route.
Okay, right. So you spend the next half of the day, and it's like the rest of the day, because when the vessel came down, it was getting on for around noon. So you spend the next 5 or 6 hours heading towards this village in the distance. So the day's pretty much done as you get into view. So it's getting on 10 to 9. So you should take a quick break, have a cup of tea, and then we'll get on with the next section.
Cool. Yeah, take a break.
Yeah.
Let's
Sounds
find out.
pretty creepy.
Okay,
Zombies.
Someone's been there recently because
we've
there's
put the
smoke.
village map up, but
It isn't necessarily
we're,
exactly.
we're a little bit outside at the moment. Yeah, this is more for effect than reality. So you start approaching the village towards sunset, and as you get closer and closer, you see, signs of life outside the village. People tilling in the fields, kids running up and down the road. The normal sort of signs of life in a small town in the middle of nowhere, which is unusual because you're expecting this place to be
Totally
completely desolate. That's what you've been told. The event that occurred at the end of the 100 Years' War destroyed the entire kingdom of Cyre. No one comes here. The whole electric rail route that trades between all of the nations on this continent avoids travelling through Cyre, and the reason for the Storm's Herald maiden journey is because it was going to accelerate trade between the western and eastern sides of the continent. So it seems highly unusual to see what looks like normal signs of life, in the middle of a barren plain. You excitedly make your way towards the town. Chances of, rest, some food, maybe even some ale from the inn that you can see, and find out what's been going on, how these people have managed to survive, how they survived the initial cataclysmic event, and so on. So you start to approach the village.
Because this sounds really odd, is this the sort of place that I would use like divine sense to sense good and evil, just in case everything isn't as it seems?
Yeah, that's a really good idea. So
Lobo
Can I
strides
do
into the
that?
middle of town
Oh, sorry.
looking for a tavern.
okay, so so you stop, you concentrate on your divine sense, and you feel the pulse of divine energy emanate out from you, and you don't sense anything, and that
Not good
is
or evil.
unusual. Yes,
Oh,
no good,
Completely abandoned.
That is
no
unusual.
evil. That is unusual because you would expect to feel something back, some feeling of the life force that surrounds you, either the livestock or the villagers themselves. You would expect to feel something. You feel nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're looking at a screen.
Can I cast a detect magic spell?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
How far ahead has Lobo got by now while these guys are doing that?
Okay, so as Lobo
Dithering.
moves, the children look up, the adults stop tilling in the fields and look towards and in your direction. Then the screaming starts. The kids run in fear into the village, and the adults are short behind them.
Is this
Guards
normal for
start to appear out of nowhere, and they begin to close the gate to the village. So this village is surrounded by a wooden balustrade or palisade, whatever it's called.
Palisade.
That's it, palisade. It's not very well defended, but it stops somebody wandering in, and the gate being closed obviously makes it more difficult to enter. It's cutting off the road.
Right.
What action does he want to take?
He's running up to the gate and hammering on it and saying, "Bring me your ale!
Okay, so can you
I'm
make
thirsty. Do you know how long I've been walking
dexterity saving
I want
throw,
to just
please?
fly over it and open the gate.
You probably can because you're in.
No.
And you would still.
Okay.
5.
So the
Sorry,
rest
Jeff.
of you see Lobo run up to the gate and go to swing his fist towards the wooden gate that's now closed. Passes straight through, and you hear a thud. So it doesn't appear real. He's just he's disappeared. The gate is still there. He's now disappeared from view because he's on the other side. But
Okay.
I'm still on his back.
yes,
Oh, we can move it.
so we'll get to that in a moment.
He's forgotten about
So
you
you've
already.
cast
If you're not
magic.
talking,
Yeah.
you don't
Okay,
exist.
so you can see 3 large magical sources. So there's one coming from where on the map currently seeing an inn, and then one on this small building here to the left, and then one to the building there at the front on the right. So I mean large, so sort of I don't know the size of a wagon or a cart. Okay. Whilst you're doing that, you now start to hear screams and gibbers and fiendish language coming from behind you. So as you turn around to look, there is what looks like a horde of demons and devils and nightmarish creatures just careening down the road towards the village.
Does Agatha feel anything?
No, still feel absolutely nothing. So they careen down the road and in a torrent of abuse and abyssal and infernal, and they start laying waste to the village. They start attacking the village, and you see the gate falls, and then the creatures gain access into the village square. So
they're not paying any attention to us?
No. No. They don't pay any attention to you at all. So, and then from inside, you see all of this happen. The gates fly open, and you cower, but it doesn't hit you. It passes through you. The demon horde.
Lobo tries to hit them.
Yeah. So as he swings, they pass through nothing. This is all an illusion, but it's a perfect illusion. You cannot tell the difference between the illusion that's going on in front of you and reality. It's completely overlaid where it was here. So this battle plays out for another 10-15 minutes, and you see people being slaughtered, the buildings being laid waste to, the inn burning to the ground, buildings being destroyed, villagers. You do see some villagers escape from the rear of the town for another gate and make their way further down a path and off over into the distance down one of the cutback switches on the cliff face. After about 10 or 15 minutes, you have to bear witness to the slaughter that's going on. It suddenly ends abruptly with 3 large flashes that coordinate with the locations of the magical sources that you saw. The illusion then stops with these bright blue flashes, and the reality then appears, and this village is basically been destroyed. The palisade is rotting wood, the gates collapsed onto the floor. Wherever you saw villagers slaughtered during the illusion, they're now skeletons that are mostly dust on the ground. The reality of this village is that it has been completely and utterly destroyed. The location of the magical objects that you saw when you cast your spell now appear as large blue crystals that have seemingly erupted out of the ground and passed through the buildings that were there initially. So they have large cracks down the faces of them, and they now don't detect as magic at all, and the slight flickering and blue energy that comes from the base of them is slowly dying out and dissipating.
Lobo goes, "Does this mean there's no ale?" He storms into the tavern to have a kick around.
Okay, so the inside of the building is mostly been ruined by this large blue crystal.
Casks of ale in there.
There is a cask of ale. It has a drain of vinegar in the bottom. Yeah, I'm sure he's not fussed.
He's had worse than that.
Is it
When he was at sea. Did he ever tell you about this voyage you went on?
Do I know if any of the crystals are they completely devoid of any magic left over?
Yeah.
There's okay.
Yeah.
Can I not take? I suppose they're not. Could I not take some of the crystal off?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, and you can store a bit of it just in case for future reference or whatever.
Yep.
Okay.
So it won't be an item that's available on D&D Beyond, but if you want to note it as a custom item, you can. It's used Blue Khyber. So that's Khyber.
Is it worth me just flying around the sort of wasteless village just to check if there's anything lurking?
How do you spell it again? Sorry.
Khyber.
Khyber.
Yep.
Can I check my Atlas of Eberron at this moment?
Yeah.
Can I point if this is actually where we are at this moment in time?
Okay. Can you make me an intelligence check, please?
Okay. So I did 2 plus 3, so 5. 5 intelligence.
You're not even sure.
You think you're somewhere in this region here.
Okay, cool.
Axel is still somewhere out of the village. He stopped before you got in.
Okay. So you can't see anything of note. There are
Okay.
no other blue crystals. You do see the path continues further on.
Okay.
So during the illusion, you saw villagers running off in that direction.
Okay.
You can make out what looks like a cave, largest cave entrance further down in that direction. You presume that may have been where they're heading.
Okay.
Can you make me, in fact, all make me intelligence checks, please.
Which one is that?
So you roll D20
Okay.
and then add your intelligence
Minus
modifier.
I've got a natural
Oh,
20.
no.
You've got a natural 20.
Yes.
I got a 1.
And a natural one.
Natural one.
That's a 0.
Yeah,
Where there's yin and there's yang, right?
Told you to pick lucky dice. You laughed and scoffed at me then.
Well, you touched Pete's dice.
I did.
Yeah, so-
I did. Can I touch them again and make some of it wear off?
No, it's not what I want.
So, brainy boy over there.
He
You
doesn't know where we are, but
But I've got
Doesn't
some
matter, upside down.
intelligence.
We're here. Sorry. Ah.
you as I said, wherever you saw people being slaughtered, you now that reality has been returned to normal, you see the skeletons, but those skeletons, you know, they have degraded beyond just you know. You've got, you know, a corpse will decompose and then become a skeleton, and then the skeleton will turn to dust eventually. So this has been like this for quite some time because the skeletons are starting to turn to dust as well. So this is not a recent event. This may even predate the cataclysmic event that happened. You're not sure, but it looks like it happened quite some time ago. So it may be unlikely that the villagers that did head off towards the cave are still there,
Oh.
but you know, they did head that direction, so it may be worth investigating.
Is it worth asking questions like if people died and decomposed? Surely wild animals would have dragged them off in all directions, so it might have been more recent than we think.
So yeah, but and that also is what seems strange to you, is you're not detecting any signs of life.
So there's no animals there either?
No.
Because I think I can talk to animals potentially, but isn't there?
There's not even insects. There's
Mhm.
no life
Completely
here
dead.
at all.
Ignore the birds flying around
Yeah,
and the sound of crickets.
that could be me flying around one of them.
Yeah, that's you fine.
so it's kind of like the area around Chernobyl
Yeah.
or
Yeah, dead zone.
Fukushima.
Yeah. Is it worth heading straight to the cave?
Yeah, there's no harm. I mean, if there's nothing to be found,
Yeah.
You can search through the buildings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
We
stuck
do
with
that.
Lobo, so we'll search the tavern from his back with sight. He's looking for beer or any
Right.
form of alcohol.
How do I go about searching a building?
Pick a building, and then we can search.
That one?
There's
So
three
we'll move you
buildings,
over.
isn't there?
You
Yeah.
changed your school from illusion magic, didn't you?
Correct.
Okay,
Is that okay?
that's fine.
You said I could.
Yeah, that's fine. You made a make me an Arcana check because you said you took some of the crystal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
trained in Arcana, aren't you?
Yeah, 13 plus 6, so 19.
19. Okay, so because these rocks were glowing as magic
Mhm.
during the illusion being played, and now they're not manifesting as a magical device and are inert, and the illusion has stopped, you come to the conclusion that these crystals are in fact the root cause of this illusion. Although you don't think now that it's ended that it was an illusion, it's some sort of memory crystal.
Mhm.
You know, it was basically replaying what actually happened in the village.
Okay.
Okay, so Dave, do you want to make me an investigation check, please?
$16.
Okay, so you come up with a few copper pieces you find scattered around the floor of the bar. Other than that, most stuff has been
Ransacked,
rotten
destroyed,
food.
yeah.
The cask of ale has been split open, it's spoiled, it's turned to vinegar. Anything you find isn't really.
I'm not
gonna
worried
be
about
of
copper,
much use.
just leave it there, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay, I tell Lobo to get back outside.
He's looking for some spirits now.
We've checked. Yeah, it's empty.
I'll check the other building.
Kicks
that,
over a table. Walks
Agatha
outside.
is not checking.
Not checking that one.
This place is rubbish.
Well,
Which one are you? Do you want me to
I'm
go over?
the one with the flaming thing
Oh.
out of his hand. There we go.
There you go.
So I'll check the one that
That one?
Agatha isn't checking, if that is one that's on the map.
So Agatha's doing that one.
I'm doing that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, if you can
I'll
make
also
a
With the
investigation
D20?
check. So that's
Yeah,
a
that's the
D20
one.
plus
And do
your
I have to
investigation
add-
skill.
+2. So I've got 16 with that.
Okay, so you do find a very rusty but serviceable, if you spend some time cleaning up, set of chainmail.
Ooh. Does it fit me?
You've got plate mail.
You've
You've
got
got
plate
plate
mail,
mail, which
so
is
you'd be
actually
taking,
stronger.
the plate mail is better, but
And it's when you start
somebody
sneaking
that
around.
isn't
sized.
somebody it's medium.
Can I
sized armour,
take
so
it and give it to somebody else?
Yeah, you can give it to him. Yeah, who isn't currently wearing anything other
I'm wearing
than some
mine.
clerical robes.
Yeah.
We can
My
pin. We
investments.
can pin one of the legs up.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
We fix it.
Do that then.
So you can wear it. It is rusty and
Chainmail.
broken in some places. You have chainmail. You have Smith's.
I do.
Do you have mending? As a
I don't
cantrip?
have mending.
Oh, I've got mending.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you want to cast mending, the cantrip on it,
Yeah, someone had it last.
Yeah.
it would return it to
Sounds good.
full working sparkly order.
Yes, well, I'll cast mending then.
Okay.
Cool. Thank
So
you very much.
you have
No
a set of
worries.
chainmail, so that gives you an armor class of 16.
What add that?
Useful things.
Yeah. No, because I thought it was an actual sort of spell. I thought, oh, my spell slots have gone, but I didn't realise it's a cantrip.
And then was checking. That was you,
Me.
Josh. Yes.
Yeah,
Roll me an
investigation for that.
check, please.
So 12 plus 6 is 18.
Okay, so you don't really find any footage just here. It looks like it was used as a barn, so for storing the livestock and stuff like that. So, rotting oats and a few bales of hay that's now turned into black sludge. And there's nothing else of interest.
Can I stamp on the floor a bit to notice if there's any potential loose
That's,
planks?
that's what you do.
Oh, okay, cool.
That, right,
Right.
that's all of that. combined into one. So,
Alright. I wasn't that sure if that's just initial look, just saying no, there's
It's
nothing.
Little bang on
it's
the
not
walls.
an illegal smuggling den. That
I
Moonshine,
find a
I
secret,
think.
like a tunnel to Mexico or something.
no, nothing like that.
Okay, cool. All right.
Do we need to consider destroying the crystals if they're creating an illusion?
Don't think so,
Just leave them be.
because they're not doing anything that would harm us. So I think
No, I
we
just didn't know what's keeping all of the rest of the wildlife away.
could be possibly in the cave. You
Have
never
we
know.
found
It's bad juju.
anything? Have we seen wildlife before we got here?
So none of you recall since you crashed in the hour you
Yeah.
spent having a short rest next to the vessel, and then the time that you've taken travelling here, and in fact the whole time you were flying around, you have not seen any signs of life at all.
None of us
So
has a guide
this is
counter.
what's happened to this whole land. Is it's being scoured clean of life, possibly. Not. Well, that's not necessarily true because people won't go across it because they get disappeared, don't they? So we don't know what's going on, but it's
Yeah.
quite possible that it's
It's not that nobody's ever been in here. It's that
they tend not to come
they
back.
tend not to
Yeah.
come back, or if they do come back, they're a bit doolally.
Yeah.
Shall we head towards the cave?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you make your way down the path. You travel through the rest of the village, and it's very much the same as I described. The whole place has been absolutely wiped out and destroyed. You travel for around half an hour down a couple of switchbacks until you reach the cave entrance. It's largish. It's probably about 15 to 20 feet high, about 10 feet wide. Not that one yet.
Little waterfall.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Or down a chamber.
Just forget you saw
What
that.
cave?
Okay, so those of you that have got dark vision.
Well, I get.
I've got dark vision 60.
I've got a hooded lantern anyway.
Yep.
So I light it.
Yeah, I've got the same.
Okay, so those of you that have got dark vision from the outside can see within. There are around 20 to 25 villagers cowering at the back of this cave, and they're all trying to comfort each other. And here the illusion is not as perfect because time seems sped up, so you see the sudden appearance of a makeshift campfire, and, people cooking some food, and then some wander off into the back of the cave and don't appear again until eventually, after about 5 minutes of this accelerated version of the memory being played out, all of the villagers have made their way into the back of the cave and nobody returns. And again, with the blue flash, the illusion ends and the cave reveals itself to be what looks like a makeshift campsite.
Axel heads off to the back of the cave.
Okay, so you head in and you can see they're studying in within walls. There are again 3 of these crystals, but they're much smaller. Again, they're cracked, and as the illusion ends, the blue glow at the base of the crystal fizzles out and disappears. So you can see that this is not the campsite that you saw in the illusion. This is not a makeshift campfire and people laying on the floor to sleep. There is a fabricated cot made out of some dead wood and pallets, and obviously some planks that may have been repurposed from the wooden hoarding of the village. There is a work table that's kept immaculate and actually is in really good working order and good condition. There is a food preparation area, again made from pallets and repurposed wood. Everything here is usable.
Is this where the good
and
ale is?
clean, and looks like it is being or has been used in recent days.
Is this where the good ale is? Lobo's looking for
So he starts.
looking for beer.
Okay, so you see at the back of the cave the passageway that leads off into the distance, and
Axel
that's where you saw most of the villagers disappear during that memory being replayed. And
Axel heads off that way immediately.
okay, so as you start to head off in that direction, and Lobo starts to rifle through the workshop and the food preparation area and the bed in hopes of finding some strong drink, you hear a voice from the back. Hey, yes, what are you doing with this stuff?
Being on Lobo's back, do I see who says this?
Yes. Coming down the path, and you see this as well, Axel, coming down the path towards you is a gnome. He's just over 2.5 feet tall. He's got a wild beard, a wild hair, so he looks like Albert Einstein on steroids, where the beard and hair has gone completely overboard. The other thing that stands out about him is he also has lost a leg. All of his leg, his left leg. He's lost all of his right arm from the elbow down, and you can see glinting in the light that he looks like he's lost most of his left hand as well. However, unlike Kingsman, your compatriot, all of his lost appendages have been replaced with prosthetics, so you can see that his leg is made out of gold and filigreed with silver and ornate carvings, and his right arm is made from brass, and he's actually oversized for his body, so it makes him look, sort of unbalanced and strong on one side.
Axel turns round and says to Lobo, "Don't even think about it."
And you can see the fingers on his left hand that have been lost are decorated and look like they're made from platinum. So, he sort of stands somewhere between this normal wild-looking hermit and part warforged. So he walks into the cave. So come on, you Ken, this is my stuff. What are you doing?
I was
What are
looking
you
for some ale. Just looking for some ale.
We ain't getting yet. We're in the middle of the night.
What's the point of this place? been going for at least a day and I've not had anything to drink.
Hey, what's happened to your leg, laddie? You lost it?
I laddie. I did.
Logo like this.
Turn around. Yeah.
Maybe I have been drinking.
I laddie. I lost my leg in the
Lobo
fucking
picks him up and puts him down on the ground so they can converse.
But we need our arm, lad.
I'll just talk normally now.
Okay, we've done that bit. That's okay.
Axel says, "Aye, laddie."
That's me right. You're the first people I've seen alive anywhere. How do I know to trust you?
Well, I'm a dwarf and a cloth laddie, and this dwarf here is a paladin as well. If you can't trust a paladin, who can you trust?
But how do I know that?
Well, I don't know. But hold up the holy symbol. Does he look healthy or anything like that?
He does look healthy, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Despite everything that's missing.
Yes.
Alex
What you do notice about the prosthetics that he's wearing is they all glow with a slight faint blue timber.
Are we still
What does
within
that mean?
15 minutes of casting the spell? Because he's cast.
My detect magic
Detect
might
magic.
be still on.
Okay,
or not.
yep, so his fingers and arm and leg all appear as magic.
Okay.
Axel's giving him.
And he actually has, just generally around him, a
Magical
faint
aura.
magical aura. He's not magic, but he
spends a lot of time.
around it, yeah. If you want to use your divine sense, you can.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay, so he does detect. He is real. He's not an illusion, and he detects as good.
That's good.
Axel gives him a closer investigation.
Okay, insight check.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it.
So, like I say, what are you doing here?
We came to see if we came to see if anybody else from the village survived. We saw the illusion and assumed that they all came here.
Ah, okay. But that doesn't answer the question of why you're here.
We've come to find the villagers. Where did they go?
All that happened years ago. Why are you here?
We were on the maiden voyage of a magic ship that was gonna slash the journey time across the morning, which is what this place is called on the outside. If you don't know, Cyre, the place Cyre that you're living in is now called the Morning.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Axel.
My name is the Maker.
Did you have a first name? Was it just the?
I don't remember.
Okay. Have you always lived here?
I've lived in Cyre for many years. I was a gem miner. All I can recall of my life before what happened was that I was a gem miner. I was searching for gems in this area of the village.
But you never lived in the village.
I never lived in the village. I used to trade with the people of the village before the event. But I never lived here. I prefer my own company.
Did you see any of the survivors in the cave here, perhaps?
No. I was higher in the mountains when the event occurred. All I can remember of that day is a bright flash and waking up several hours later with most of my memory fragmented.
And your
I
body?
still remember my body was fine. We'll get on to what happened with that maybe when I trust you a little more.
Anyway, you know.
I was higher in the mountains searching for gems. When I came to, I travelled down towards the village, but I only found it much as it appears now. Bodies were everywhere and blood and gore. I decided to come to this cave and shelter here and try and use some of the stuff from the village that I could. There wasn't much to recover. All of this happened several years ago. I lose track of time and
It's only been 2 years.
I get confused. It feels like 20 years. Are you sure it's only been 2 years?
Yes. It seems like 2 years to me.
It feels like I've lived several lifetimes.
Can I try to deceive you into thinking that we're good people?
Or you could
Probably
just
unsuccessfully now you've told me that.
I'm asking the DM, not your character, by the way.
You can certainly roleplay, and if it feels like you're being deceptive, then I'll ask you to make a roll.
Okay.
Are you a good person? 'Cause it's going to be quite easy for some of us to be.
Is it worth saying to him that there are people, that there are robots following us, and we're trying to make sure that everyone's safe?
Well, yeah. So
We tell him the story of the ship
Okay.
and how it's brought down,
The whole
Okay.
truth.
and how the fact that we have fled the scene, and we might possibly be drawing a
Draw attention to
Tune of-
ourselves, you know.
15-foot tall war-forged war machines in this direction if they've picked up our trail. Assuming they're
Okay.
interested in
So
us.
you spend the next hour or so telling the story of your voyage and how you came to be here. He sort of nods, and then when you talk about the vessel coming down, he sort of nods knowingly and says, that does makes sense, because I felt the tremors about 5 or 6 hours ago when you say the vessel hit. There was a small cave-in further back in this mine, so okay, I believe more of what you're telling me. Maybe I will share more of what's happened to me since the event 2 years ago, if what you tell me is the truth. So I found myself in this cave, and as you can see, the village and within this cave itself there are large seams of Blue Khyber. Blue Khyber and Khyber crystal is used to power magical devices. You can see the prosthetic limbs that I've fashioned for myself. He also points to the pipe that Lobo wears around his neck and says this is also powered by Khyber. This is a permanent magical device that draws its energy from the crystal within it. Normally Khyber is green or red, and the power is limited. In Blue Khyber it's the most powerful and the most expensive, and therefore the most desirable for a gem miner to sell. Although the event had occurred and a lot of things from my past now escaped me, I knew my skill and my trade, and I knew that the Blue Khyber was worth a lot. The village was empty. I had enough to survive, and I had enough to continue mining, so I did. I lost myself in my work. Maybe I went mad for a time, and maybe I didn't. I don't know. It feels like such a long time ago. Blue Khyber, however, is volatile, and if you don't work it correctly, it can release the energy in
Lobo's hand
fantastic
draws
fashions.
slowly back from the crystal he was just about to pick up.
You have to be careful with it, and in my confused state I wasn't. I was mining one particularly rich seam, and I hit it in the wrong place and it exploded. When I woke up I'd lost several fingers from my left hand and gained the memories of being a mother in the village and bringing my children up and leading a happy life until one day the village was destroyed by a nightmare horde of demons, and I fled to the cave, and then the last thing I remember is falling into the stone. The next few times that this happened, I lost various other parts of my body and gained more and more knowledge of various lives that I've absorbed each time this has happened. The Blue Khyber in this region not only stores magical energy, it seems to capture somehow the souls, or at least the memories of people that come into contact with it, particularly around the time of the event or after. I don't know what happened or what magical effects are in place in this realm, but it has affected the Khyber. I recall being an engineer, a blacksmith, a guard, a shapeshifter, a healer, a cleric. I've lost count and I've forgotten my name and maybe who I really am. But this knowledge that I've gained is also useful. The engineer and the smith's skills have allowed me to fashion replacement arms and fingers and legs. I know how to power magical devices. I don't need to eat. I can survive out here indefinitely, but I have no desire to leave, and all I want to do is collect more and more crystal and create more and more things. I've dug deeper and deeper as the seams have become ever more rarer, and most recently I've discovered in my deepest shaft an existing cave system. 2 days ago I encountered humanoids, the first signs of life I've seen in what feels to me 20 years since I've been here, but you say is only 2. These fish-like humanoids attacked me and I lost my last stash of Khyber. I desire nothing more than its return, and to return to mining the Khyber crystal. If you are who you say you are, and you seem to be honest in everything you've told me, then I could use your services in retrieving the Khyber and removing these humanoids from my mine.
Axel says, this might be a long shot, but I knew someone who lived in Cyre. They said they lived on the, what's this bit called? The Glass.
Well, it's now called the Glass Plateau.
Yeah, the place is now known as the Glass Plateau. Lived in this area. Did you ever have any of your memories included this person? Their name was Sim.
What trade did they have?
They would have been young. I think they probably would have left here before they had taken up a trade.
I have no memories of...
He told me it was like he'd fallen out with his family.
I have no memories of child or young adults.
Don't worry about it. It was just someone I'd met in the...
I know the village was called Making, and that's why I've given myself the name The Maker.
Would the Maker make you another leg?
That's what I was thinking.
So he actually goes on to offer as reward, because he doesn't have any coin or jewels that he'd be willing to part with, because most of his stash is the Blue Khyber crystal. He offers to fashion you a prosthetic in the same style that he has his own.
Okay.
And he's willing to power it with Khyber if you can return what's been taken and clear out the mine for him.
Did you say fish-like humans?
Like
Yes.
Like merpeople?
Yeah.
But above ground. not.
I can't swim in plate mail.
Which transform into a shark.
When he says fish, like people, they're walking around.
Yes. The mine isn't
Underwater.
flooded, the bits that he was in.
They just look like
he
fish from the
was
waist
attacked.
up.
They look a bit
Yeah.
fishy.
They look a bit fishy.
They fish from the waist up.
Oh, like shape of water
The
sort of.
inverse
Or they
of
fish
people.
from the waist down. Do they have fins?
Might be octopus.
Walrus.
Oh,
Yeah, could be.
Octopus on the waist down.
Oh, that'd be awful.
Lobo's like, well, that's what you do. That's what you do for him. But what will you do for me?
Are you
Sorry,
licking,
Jeff.
Are you licking your lips as you do it?
Yeah,
Do you have the memories of a brewer by any chance?
Yes, that's same if it's male.
Yes, I do. I can teach you a wonderful recipe for an ale that will blow your socks off.
Hey, that sounds good.
Can you
All right then, I'll help you out.
Can you teach us how to live indefinitely without eating?
I'm afraid that comes from many years exposure to magical energies.
Oh, okay. I've got time.
2 years. Then.
Or 20, depending on your
Well,
point
you've
of
got a
view.
bit in your pocket now.
I've got a bit in my
Yeah.
pocket.
Don't put your hand
might
in your
extend-
pocket.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Extend
saying.
your life a little bit.
Is that just a blue Khyber crystal? Or are you just happy to see me?
There's blue Khyber crystal.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll kill these fish-like creatures for you.
Yeah.
I let it. And I toast you.
And to use. Okay, so you can rest here for the evening and then
Yeah.
descend
We need a-
into the
a big
mine
rest.
the next day.
We're doing a long rest or short rest?
Long rest.
Yeah.
So you
Give
get
it out my
everything back.
Awesome.
You have a rubber so you can rub stuff.
No, I've just scribbled. Rubber's a bit advanced.
How does that, the prosthetic, affect my dexterity? Am I still -2?
You haven't got it yet.
You get it at the end.
Oh, I'll get it at the end.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's just got one lying around
Just-
your size.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Just adapt an old one for me. Plug it in. So
yeah.
if I'm mobile, I can be more.
What does this mean?
Okay, so
Assistance to the group.
Right.
18.
yeah, so he offers to fashion you a peg leg
Okay.
from some old barrel hoops and some wood that he's got lying
Fair
around.
enough. Yeah.
So he does that. So that will give you one dexterity point back, and you are now mobile. You lose 5 feet of speed, so your top speed is 20,
Okay.
but you can walk around.
Just
Okay.
basically,
Thank you.
it sort of depends against
What's
something.
that? What's the 18 for?
Just the number that because when you pick a character, you have a number score between. You can give yourself. I forget which, but effectively it's just the amount of numbers. So all these numbers generate based on and what it gives you in terms of your character. It's just that number can go up with additional kind of.
So when you start creating your character, you get 27 points to spend.
Yeah.
The base score of everything is 10, and
Yeah.
then you have 27 points to spend.
Okay.
It costs you 9 points to move a 10 to a 15.
Mhm.
Or if you want to move it the other way from a 10 to an 8, you get, I think, 3 points back or something like that. And all you do is you just move those points around to give you a set of numbers, and depending on what that number is, as Josh says, it then gives you a bonus. It's the bonus that's the important
Yeah,
bit.
it's based on the legacy where there's the ability scores were, well, they still can be, were generated by rolling 3d6,
Mhm.
and then you just randomly roll each of them and then pick which stat to put them on. So it'd be up to the luck of the dice, but that's kind of can lead to very unbalanced parties. So
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry,
Confusing.
You can pick up items that increase those values as well. So if
Oh,
you
right,
like
okay.
a hat
and then
of-
when you go up levels, you can
exactly. Oh
choose
yeah.
Yeah.
So you
So the maximum it can go to, unless you get really, really powerful magical items, is 20.
Mhm.
So naturally you can only go to 20. So you, like say, I put 9 points into strength and put it to 15. For depending on what your race is, so half orc gets +2 to strength at the start, so
Yeah.
that goes from 15 to 17.
Mhm.
And then at 4th level you can put additional points on, so you can put both of those points on strength and end up with 19 strength, which gives you a modifier of +4. So
Okay.
that goes straight into your ability to hit with your melee weapon and the damage that you do with
Mhm.
it.
Okay.
So the number is just a way of generating a modifier.
Right. That makes sense.
Okay, so everybody done their long rests, got all of their hit points back, recovered
Yep.
hit dice, spells, rages, and anything else.
yeah, everything is good.
Okay, so the maker, your erstwhile host for the evening, takes you down the passage from the back of the cave that you spent the night in. It goes on for about 50 feet or so and ends at a metallic platform set into the floor. that's surrounded by a sort of framework of wood and rope. He beckons you to step onto the platform.
You're okay with this guy?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm okay with this guy.
Yeah,
He's
fine.
maybe 11.
Yeah, when I use Divine Sense, he seems to be good.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
step on.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
everybody steps on. He pulls a lever,
You'll die.
steps off of the platform, and it slowly descends into the darkness. And he waves you goodbye. The elevator descends 3 or 4 levels, and as you pass, you can see faint blue goes off into the distance. Mostly dulled and infrequent, where obviously he's mined that level to completion before he's gone deeper and deeper. You descend about 500 or 600 feet lower down into the mine, and when the elevator stops, you appear at the magically appearing on the screen mine map that we prepared earlier.
Wow.
Ta-da. So if you want to stick your minis at the top end there, closest to Sarah.
Cool. Right, let's get a shot at that.
Okay, so the first thing you notice is the blue glow. There are quite a lot of Khyber fragments. So there's none of you are trained miners, obviously. You two are trained in more in the skill of masonry than mining. So you know a lot about worked stone, not about mining specifically. But you do see flecks of Khyber within the walls, and they are active because they are glowing. So this is a lit, for purposes of dark vision and moving around and stuff like that. This is a lit corridor because of the Khyber that is frequently throughout the area.
Look, that was glowing.
Yes.
Strong kind.
One of the things you notice about the cave is it's very, very warm.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 35 to 40 degrees, and it's humid, very humid, and there is a strong smell of brine and seawater, salt water in the atmosphere. That's leading to fungal growth and marine growth, and the general colouring of the area is grey green. The floor is gravel. This area, although it is shaped out, it's been formed naturally. It's not been worked, so you do know that this is not a mine that has been chipped and chiselled away through industrious workforce. This is a naturally formed cavern.
Axel reckons that as these fragments are still here, and our friend the maker could have got down here at any point, or presumably passes through here, that they're not going to be useful in any way. He says as Lobo empties his pockets of fragments of food.
Agatha wonders whether it's possible that because this hasn't been mined out, this isn't actually a safe cavern, and maybe it does fill up with water at some point.
It would be difficult for you to tell whether it would or not, because as I said, the marine growth and the algae and green goes all the way up the walls. So you could assume that the cavern floods, or it's just
really humid.
Really humid. Yeah, it is very, very humid.
Can we see evidence of mining by
No.
top out?
No, but then none of this appears to you as if it's a seam that he would be looking for. So there's that fleck in the walls,
Yeah.
but nothing that would form itself that would be useful as a crystal. So it'd be like tiny little flakes of material that you would get from here. But it is very frequent, so that's why it's casting such a very good light source.
All right.
Okay. So
Lobo's bored already, so he walks in.
Right, can we get a marching order, please?
Lobo's first.
Yeah.
I'll hang back a bit. So who's going to go first?
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
if we come across something, we have positions.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
if we get ambushed, for example,
Yeah.
he knows who to pick
I
off
think a
first.
paladin should be up front because
Yep.
you have a high armor class.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
So
I'll
So
be
shall I-
somewhere in the middle, ideally for me.
You've fitted well into your role as wizard. You're squishy, Josh. You're getting a
That's
lot
me.
more
Should I
tactical now.
go there?
Yeah.
Or even alongside.
Yeah, most of the cannons obviously are white. So, for your benefit, I was explaining earlier, the squares that you see on the screen are
Yep.
5 feet.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can see the corridors mostly are 10 feet wide, so you can go in side by side.
Okay.
Obviously, if it goes down to 1 square wide, then you need to be in a single line.
Axel will hang around at the back to use his finely tuned senses to.
Okay.
is Kingsman currently hopping at this stage?
He's got a thing.
I've got a peg leg.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so the previous evening, the maker fashioned Kingsman a peg leg from some old barrel hoops and spared its wood he had lying around. So
Cool. So he's-
Kingsman is mobile, but he is slower than normal. So his speed has been reduced from 25 to
That's the
20.
reason for him to be at the back. So we'll keep bumping into him.
What if you could make you one of those running blades and you could be faster than these?
So I was thinking.
It's not- it's not-
Especially if it's
idea.
out of barrel hoops.
I shall write that down actually, that's a good idea.
Well,
He's the maker. Can make anything.
rollerblades. I think that's what. On one leg.
Just go gadget.
Yeah, you need get swap. You can swap them around. You carry them in your bag. And just swap for the occasion.
Are you now thinking,
Ice
how do I get
skating
rid of the
blades,
other leg?
Yes.
No shoes.
Not yet.
Gadgets.
Not on purpose,
water
yeah.
things.
The whole
Umbrella.
gadget might be good.
Yeah.
Peg leg to rollerblade,
Yeah.
and a running blade. Ski
Mini
attachment.
ski, yeah.
It's snowing.
The propeller one as well.
Yeah.
If you go
Oh, yeah.
into
In
water,
water.
Blade at the end of it as a weapon.
Why not?
a scuba.
Jet-
Secret compartment.
Holster like Robo.
No, that's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. But that's a bit high up. I do have to lose the fire to do that. This is like
But that's alright, you're not using it anyway anymore.
dagger holder concealed in the ankle blade, ankle bit. Take it out.
It's like a Swiss Army leg.
Yeah.
Swiss
Take it
Army.
off.
Like
Got
a-
scissors.
Anyway,
bolt cutters.
Before
reach
you're
the
getting
fridge and the
anything, we
sofa.
have to finish this.
Yeah.
Screwdriver.
Let's finish this so I can get my Swiss Army foot.
Lobo's is just walking around looking for anything to drink or hit.
Well,
There's some water.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, but that's not alcoholic. He has some of it, he drinks some of it, and he goes, I don't know why people drink this piss. And he walks, he's just walking around looking for
Anything.
anything.
Okay, so if you want to make investigation rolls or anything like that for searching, then let me know. If not, the corridor is as seen. There's 2 chambers off to either side. You can see nothing in them.
Okay.
I've got probably the highest intelligence, maybe. So, but
not
it is
necessarily the best
12.
investigation.
I just rolled a 12. So.
Oh, I've got a natural 20 for investigation.
Okay, you find nothing. The cavern is empty. The only thing of interest is the elevator behind you.
Oh.
And we have looked through, looking there, nothing in there. So we move on.
Move on, carry on straight through.
I managed to get
If
myself.
you do that, when I change the map,
You've got to move more back to the other
Excellent.
side.
Yes, all right.
If you leave them at this end,
there'll be
this is just
Ready?
Yeah, well done. Ready, go. You even rolled. Rolled a 20, that'd be interesting.
Very good.
I fell over, am I dead?
No, not right now.
I tripped you over.
Not yet, at least. Still time.
Okay, so this cavern does widen out into a larger area. The corridor continues right for as far as your dark vision can see, continues left for as far as your dark vision can see, and when you work your way around the big rock in the middle, you can see it also leads towards the back there as well. So there is nothing immediate of interest in this cavern that you can see.
Is it worth doing an investigation roll?
So I was
You can,
thinking.
yeah, you can
Just
spend
check
time
the
doing
colour.
that if you want.
Can I do a perception to hear if anything's coming from any of those
That was
particular?
it.
14, 16.
I've got 8.
You mentioned Khyber comes in different colours.
Yes.
What happens when blue turns to purple?
Ooh.
You run.
So it blows up.
Does it beep?
It's not doing it now. Oh, here we go.
Turn the light out.
We're going to sit here
Yeah.
watching the map go through its,
Yeah.
its colours.
Oh.
10 perception.
Okay, you don't hear anything other than
That is not a bad
constant
idea.
trickle of
Let's
water.
try that. I haven't done
Okay.
that yet.
Are you going to turn the light off?
Don't fall down the steps.
Can
Yeah,
you?
like,
Ooh.
That does
I
look
can't
good,
read my sheet
I
anymore.
can't see any dice either.
We
It's
need
worth
some,
that.
we need some.
We need some head torches.
Some candle.
well, that because again we were talking
Oh, it's
about
very
getting
cool,
LED
yeah.
strips
Pink.
underneath the
Oh,
table,
that'd be good.
and
we
that
could
might
get
light
LED
up.
on-
But
yeah.
then when you got
Would that be
iPads,
good?
that
Yeah.
lights up anyway.
But then
I think
can't
we did
the
that
camera
bit.
not see us
It's not
anymore
as
though?
No, I don't know.
I don't think we're.
Effect.
Nice glow.
Anyway, lights off.
We have a clapper.
All right.
Should we?
Lobo tosses a coin to choose out of the 3 options and goes left.
Of course.
I go with him.
It's always a good
Okay,
idea not
so
to
you
split
head
up.
off left.
I'm
Roll
tempted to go
roll
right.
the map on.
Where am I going? I'm going that way.
That way.
You're going left.
Oh, we're all going that
Left.
way. I was
Going
tempted to
left.
go that
Yeah.
way, split
Yeah.
up, but
So
Not
we
a good
have to
idea to
move.
split up
Oh,
if
really?
we get
Oh.
into battle.
Well,
You never know. There's no time
Oh,
limit.
sorry.
so-
Which
Ready?
ones- which
Ready?
ones do you want?
We're going that way.
We're all going that way.
Yeah.
oh, we're going to the left.
So maybe go that.
Okay, so
This is more exercise than I was expecting.
corridor continues beyond your vision. Here you're starting to see signs of where
Maker.
the Maker has been mining. So you see
Okay.
these exploratory shafts off left and right. Obviously, he's trying to find seams of Khyber to mine. So you presume that he has been down in this direction. So he didn't really give you any indication of where exactly he was attacked, but
I get the
you
feeling that he
see-
might not really know.
no.
No,
So-
bless him.
but you certainly see signs of his presence here.
Okay.
So obviously
We see signs of his
onwards.
presence. I use investigation. Axel, sorry, I can't remember my own name. Uses investigation to see if we can
Okay.
find other signs of life. 27.
You do find signs of movement, and you do find a partial footprint,
Ooh.
and it is you presume it's humanoid size
Mm.
because it's relatively, the same size as your own feet, for example, but whoever is walking here has not been wearing boots, and you detect presence of webbed feet in the partial track that you find.
I bring this to the attention of anyone who's interested.
Okay.
I'm not.
Where am I?
I'm still looking at my atlas, wondering how to read it.
I think we should be about here now.
Upside down.
Can,
Yeah.
Would Noella being a jury, would you be able to detect how recent they are? How recent these tracks are?
I haven't.
Thinking with my ranger hat on.
I haven't got anything in my spells or cantrips that could do that.
No, you make a
No.
nature check. Are you trained in nature?
I am +6.
Yep. So you
Really?
make a nature check.
Ooh, I didn't know that. 2 down.
You're
So,
having
yeah,
difficulty
2 + 6, 8.
seeing it.
Yeah.
You know that they are.
It's a footprint.
Yeah, there are footprints.
I want to do potentially if I knew it was an animal, talk to an animal. That's what I think of. But yeah, don't know.
Yeah, no animals yet.
Okay, so the corridor only continues. There are no other ways to go in this corridor.
Okay, we move on to the next bit.
Let's keep going.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, keep going, moving forward.
Okay, so the corridor.
A computer game now.
This is where we came in.
Yeah.
Loot back on ourselves.
This is a different cavern.
Okay.
The corridor continues to your left, continues to your right, and continues straight ahead. This isn't where you've been before. It is just a
Is that-
similar looking tile.
Is it Lobo just teams up? Is that a corridor going off that way?
Yeah,
Is it?
they're all corridors going off
Okay.
further than you can see.
Can I investigate the floor to see if any of the footprints lead off to a particular?
Oh, yes.
You can. You make another perception check as well if you wish.
Okay.
Hang
So
on,
two.
hang on. I'm going to assist him in investigating. Actually, it might be better if you assist me.
Okay.
So that gives me advantage.
So are we doing investigation or perception?
I'll do investigation.
So you can assist him with investigation first. So make me a roll. No, you don't need to.
Yeah,
sorry.
me too. I'll just get advantage.
Right.
Okay.
That's your perception roll. So what did you get?
I've got unnatural 20.
Natural 20. So that's
That's not
29.
natural 20.
Unnatural, because I've got
Unnatural.
+4. No, sorry, 21, sorry.
It's
I-
a dirty 20.
Dirty
I got
21.
a clean 20.
Yeah.
So that's 29 in total.
Okay, so the you do find another partial webbed track in this corridor, and that leads off to your right that
That
way.
way.
Follow it.
You do hear sounds, and they hear sounds of voices. The voices are coming from this direction.
Well, that's confusing.
Oh, so they could be hiding.
I say we go to the voices.
Well, it's probably more likely to be somebody there.
How far can we see?
60.
Okay.
Okay.
But the voice is like human.
But it's
Is
been
it?
later.
It isn't Lobo and Agatha that you can hear.
That is a good point.
Just double checking.
Yeah.
Is it the voices of Lobo and Agatha?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No.
I let the group know.
What are they
that-
speaking?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, but they.
That's
They are talking. You can hear
okay.
conversation. It's difficult to make out.
But it's definitely
What
our
they're
language
saying.
and stuff. Yeah.
It's language.
Yeah.
It's not screeching or screaming or anything like that.
Is it a language that is identifiable?
Not from where you are. No,
Oh,
you're too
okay,
far away.
fine.
It's echoey. It's quiet.
Okay.
You can make out that it's language rather than.
All right. I'll let the
Sounds
group know
like-
that the sounds are coming from up directly in front of us, and
We
should
all
go.
move carefully down the corridor.
Okay.
Yeah.
The divine sense says that it lets me know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that's not behind total cover.
Yeah. So basically, when you see somebody that's within 60 feet in like this setting, if you kick off your divine sense, you'll then be able to tell whether they're undead, a fiend, or celestial.
And does that help?
It might do. We've seen the illusion, the history was fiends and that kind of stuff going on.
It
wasn't
did.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This also, if they're around, then you'll pick them up.
But only within 60 feet, and if we can see 60 feet then.
Yeah, but you'll know that.
But they might be magically disguised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Demons can
Like-
take the form of humans or other races. So
So should I do it here? Or?
no, because there's nothing here
Right,
for you
okay.
to see. So
Should we just assume that?
sorry.
Is it? It's not something you have a number of uses on. is it?
Yes, you only have 4
Okay.
before a long rest. But I haven't used any this time.
Okay.
That's since last long rest.
Okay, want to kick us off to the next section, right?
Which way? That way?
That way.
Down the street.
Or this way? See.
Ooh, that looks interesting.
Is that a dead end then? Oh,
It's
You
a
can't
dead
see.
end. It's a dead end.
so we're in.
Okay, so as you move down the corridor, you can see in this section to the left-hand side, in fact, the whole cave area here has been decorated with seashells, with seaweed, with driftwood, to make it, slightly more homely and inviting to certain types of creature.
Using my actually, Lobo is a former sailor of the seas.
Yeah.
Does he remember there being any seas in this area of Cyre?
No. So, in this lower portion of the cave to the left-hand side, my left-hand side, there is a large cauldron, and it's currently being heated not by a fire, because obviously there's not much wood on
Yeah.
the ground, but a small pool of lava. Surrounding the cauldron are 3 old women. who are stirring the pot of what looks and smells like food. So one of the things is, since you crashed and you've lost a lot of your equipment, you don't have food. So you are pretty hungry, and it doesn't smell delicious, but it smells like substance. It smells like meat.
Edible.
Could I purify it?
So we've not
probably
got.
could.
We've lost all our rations.
You've lost all your rations, you've lost all your equipment other than your weapons.
And these women blind have a crystal ball
They
for
do
life.
have a crystal ball.
Hey.
for life. So you hear them chatting amongst themselves, and they're passing an eyeball around. It's not a crystal ball; it is an eyeball,
Like the Gorgons.
like the Gorgons. And they notice Lobo paying particular attention to the seaweed and the driftwood, and one of them looks up and says, "Come closer, dearie. Let's have a look at you. Oh, you look like a fine specimen. How about we tell your fortune?"
Lobo
Would
says,
you like to
"Is
know
there
your
any
future?"
ale in my future?"
Yes, there's always ale in our future. And you see one of the old women reach down to her side and pull a small wineskin up and take her.
We've lost Lobo.
You'll have some of that.
"Come closer, dearie. Let's have a proper look at you." And the one
I think we all
that
need to
noticed
keep up
him
with him.
holds up the eyeball.
Yeah.
to
We all
her
move up?
face.
I follow him because I
Yeah.
can purify within 10 feet, so I could potentially purify something.
They're
So
all
if
in
you-
this
would you like
bit
to
here.
do any of your abilities, Sarah, before we move on to the next section?
You detect whether they're good or evil.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
My usual divine sense then, I guess.
So you're going to do detect good and evil, yeah?
Yes.
So all three of them ping as evil.
Um,
So as you
That you could probably guess.
stop and do this, they detect that that's happened. And
They
then
know we know.
They ping off their true selves in this instance. So what we're going to do is move into initiative. And then we'll
Lobo's
reveal
got a little bit
their-
further ahead of everybody because he moves
Correct.
quicker.
Yes.
Yeah.
So are they in
So we'll
this
say
area here?
they're in that area there.
Okay.
So we'll say for the purposes of this that Lobo is about 10 feet further than
Okay.
anyone else. Okay.
Yeah, that's about right.
D20 gets one.
Is that 6 or 9? The dot at the bottom. Is
The
that
dot at the bottom is a 6.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think dot means down. Was what I always think of.
Ah, yes. I should remember.
Oh,
I rolled a 2 and I have -1.
Oh.
I've rolled a 20 on my initiative,
Oh,
but it's really
fabulous.
useful.
Okay, Pete.
Is that you or Lobo?
22 for Axel and
Lobo.
19. Killing it on the initiative rolls.
Kingsman.
I got a 2 with a -1, so it's a 1.
Kingsman, bring up the rear.
Dirty 1. A dirty 1.
Noella.
12 plus 2, so 14.
Agatha.
6 plus 0. 6.
Awesome. Maylor.
11.
Okay. Right, so you can stick those on the map for me.
So we've literally lost everything other than the stuff we're wearing and our weapons.
Yes.
So a
All
backpack.
right, company's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, things like rope and stuff like that you could
Oh,
keep.
so
but you want to be
carry
moving
things.
around with full
Ooh, carrying
backpacks of
things.
In the thing.
bedding rolls
Yeah.
and all that sort of stuff. Because
So
you
do-
also, on board the
You just
vessel,
lost any
so a lot
rations
of
if you
stuff.
had
Oh, so I don't have 10
No,
days of
you
rations
have
anymore.
you can have your rations because you were not taken to prison and were not part of the heist. You were in your room when this all started happening, so you could pack more equipment,
Yeah.
grab your bag and go to leave. So
You
you've
could share
got
some of
your
this as well.
you've got all of your starting equipment. It's only these guys who
Yeah,
are part of the heist
nothing.
that have.
Okay, so
Just eat you.
get rid of that.
Put you in the
No
pot.
oil
It's not
flask.
much of it.
I've used the ball bearings.
Carrying 139 pounds.
Actually, would I still have all my kit? So I sort of left the aeroplane transformed.
But we were walking around in the ship.
Yeah, and we left it in the room,
You would
didn't
have,
we?
would have left your room
Yes,
and carried
that's a
them.
good idea.
And you was also disguised as a butler for part of it as
Yeah,
well, so a lot
that
of
was
your
it.
stuff was left
Can you
behind.
carry your... Are you still a bird at the moment?
No, I transferred back to human.
Can you carry your stuff when you're...
Yeah, he sort of comes with you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so they all. Well, I'll do it when I get to my turn. So it's Axel, you're up first.
So I look at my spell list and realise I haven't got a spell list
Because you're not a bard.
because I'm not bard or wizard or anything.
This is probably silly, but do we actually have to fight them? You can't bargain with them like, let us go if I drink out of your wine flask, and then I'll
You can do
volunteer.
whatever you want to do on your turn, or if you wanted to shout that out, you could. GM's discretion, you could do
So
something.
we've moved
I
into
don't know how
this
this all
because
works.
you did something
Mhm.
that they detected.
Ah.
So they're going to now take a reaction, and
Mhm.
so that it's not, so that it doesn't become this sort of unfair situation where I do something that you don't get a chance to do anything in advance. So we are in this initiative structure now, which obviously for people who've played this game a lot will mean something,
Yeah.
but at the same time they're also going to react to what their characters know in the situation now. So you know they detect as evil. These guys don't, because you haven't reacted to that yet, because it's not your turn
Right.
until here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd have rolled really well on your initiative and been gone here, you could have shouted out, "They're evil."
Mhm.
Right.
Have
Okay.
they revealed their true selves?
No.
Not at this moment.
No.
Regardless, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to sneak round. Shall I roll for sneaking?
Yes, please.
17.
Okay.
Lobo is moving forward to accept their kind gift of some ale.
Okay.
He's not worried by a bunch of
Old women.
old women. Elderly people aren't really a threat. And they've got booze.
Okay, so he's going to use his action to take
Move
a
up.
drag from the flask.
Mhm.
Yep.
Can he make a constitution roll for me, please? Saving throw.
Hopefully.
Is it a 1?
No, it was nearly a 1. It thought about it, and then it kind of went, oh, maybe a 7. And then it went, I know, 17. So, 23.
It's sour,
As you do.
but actually he's had worse.
Yeah, this is a recurring thing. He's drunk a lot of crap.
Okay, Noella.
I want to get a bit closer as well, so I move up just to see what he's drinking because I'm kind of interested.
Okay.
See if
Okay.
it's poisonous or not. That's me,
No, that's not you.
isn't it?
No, that's me.
Oh, it's you. Sorry, I knew I'd like no round.
Now he's going to ask you to move him up as well. Okay, you taking any action? That was your move.
I think what can I do? I think I'll just move up just kind of just to observe really, see what's going on. Not do anything yet.
You're going to stay a little way away.
Yeah, sort of lingering around.
Okay. Maylor.
I'm thinking about it.
They haven't turned it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can hold an action if that's what you wish to do.
Yes. I'm going to shout out to Lobo, move out the way. I'm going to cast Shatter next turn.
Okay.
This is what you normally do when you see a bunch of late middle-aged.
Can't be too careful.
Hi, nice people. Just in case.
So on their turn, they all look up, especially having
After
you
you
just
shout
said that,
Yeah.
particularly in your direction. Hiss loudly, and then the old lady shawl-wearing, grey-haired forms disappear.
Is this why you're banned from the old people's home?
Yes. Not banned from most
And
places.
these creatures are revealed in their places. So horrific witch type creatures bedecked in seaweed, and they have a horrifying appearance. So anyone within 30 feet of the three of them need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that's
Not me.
So I don't think that It's you.
That's Noella.
That is me, isn't it?
Agatha.
Oh, because you
No.
was at the front of the marching
Yeah.
party. Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. No, it's not Agatha.
I've got a... Yes, it is.
No.
No.
Oh,
It's on
shit.
here.
That's probably the only time I'm going to roll
5,
a
10,
20.
15, 20.
That was it.
Save
That
it.
was my
It is
20.
you. There you go. It is
I
you.
just-
You rolled a 20.
You know, you were closer than we thought. It's funny that.
Do you know what?
I must
It's
have
your,
knocked her
it's your
over.
go next. That could have been your attack roll that they've
Oh,
made you
right.
waste there.
No, we haven't. Right, so I might have rolled a dirty 2.
Dirty
I did
two.
a dirty 2.
For who?
Well,
Oh, for Lobo.
for Lobo, because I'm not even. I can't even
Was
see
that
him.
after drinking the
Excellent.
wine?
After drinking the wine.
So who else was there? Sorry.
Me, so I've got 13 plus 6, so 19.
Okay, so you're fine. At the revelation that these kindly old women that are giving Lobo free booze are in fact horrible hag-looking creatures, very similar, although water-based, to the one that you fought that was Damien's concubine.
Oh.
You remember the
Yeah.
Lady Grace? Yeah, so she also had this horrific appearance.
Okay.
He suddenly becomes frightened, which is very unusual for Lobo, so he is now frightened of the sea hags.
Does he? Oh, it's not his turn yet.
Okay, so the green tab is going to move up and attack Noella, please. And the other two are going to flank Lobo and attack him. So they strike out with dirty, very sharp claws, raking, hopefully, or not, down each of you. So Lobo 16.
Nope.
And a 2 is a definite miss. I just need to check the frightened.
Yeah. Disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls.
Okay.
Can't willingly move closer.
Right, fine. No effect on armor class. So one misses completely with the claw attack. The other one strikes down the shield that he's carrying. So no hit on Lobo and Noella. 17.
Oh no.
I'll take it by your reaction that that's a hit then. And you take 6 points of damage.
Okay. So 17, do I have to look at my armour class to work that out, or is it kind of...
I hit armor class 17, so what's your armor
15.
class? 15.
So yeah, I thought so. 6 damage, yeah?
Mhm.
That's not bad. Give me those.
Yeah, so that's my go over. Agatha.
I'm not sure what I can do. Do I need to protect people? Do I fight them?
Right, so you can
What can I do?
move in and attack with your weapon.
Batter
You
them?
could cast a spell.
Could bless people.
These are evil creatures, so your natural reaction as a paladin of good alignment would be to move into combat and
Yeah.
battle them.
Okay.
So you can move 5, 10, 15
Yeah.
into here
Yeah.
and attack this one.
Yeah.
Or any of them.
Or this one. Yeah, you can attack any of them from where you're positioned.
Okay.
So your square allows you to attack any of the squares around you. So
Okay.
you can get any of those.
Can I attack that one with? What's the difference between attacking with a weapon versus casting a spell? Is there no difference really?
Well, so it depends what spell you're casting. So a lot of the spells that you have will aid other people or aid
Yeah.
yourself in an effect. If you attack them with the weapon, then you're definitely going to do damage if you hit. Because of the level that you are, you get to attack twice with your weapon.
Okay.
So potential for you doing 2 lots of damage.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of your spells that you have will do damage when you hit with your weapon. So you could use Branding Smite as a bonus action, for example, then make your next attack, and if you hit, then you do additional damage.
Okay. That sounds like a good idea. So it's a level 2 spell, isn't it? So can I use Branding Smite on the green one?
Yep. So you need to attack with your weapon. So
Okay.
the use of that spell only fires off when you hit with your next attack.
Okay.
Okay.
So I attack with my weapon now?
Yeah. So you move up, use your bonus action to cast Branding Smite,
Yep.
And then you hit for me, please. Roll d20 and
Okay.
add your modifier against your battle axe.
Which is the modifier?
Your
Battle axe is
Oh,
plus 6.
plus 6. So it's I rolled 14 plus 6 is 20.
20, so you hit. Which one are you attacking?
The green one?
The green one. Yeah.
This
okay.
this spell lasts for a minute, so it's 10 rounds.
Yeah.
We don't have to speed up.
No. So
Okay.
you'll get, assuming they live that long, or we
Yeah.
live that long, you've got 10 turns. So
That's
Okay.
1d8 plus 3
I don't know what
for
that
the battle axe. So
And
your
2d6.
plus 2d6.
And yeah, so your 8 is
This one.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
as you cast a spell and your weapon gleams with astral radiance.
Mm.
Okay. So I need to roll this one.
Yeah, 1d8
Okay,
plus
sorry.
3 at the end of it.
And 2d6 as well.
Okay, so the D8 plus 3 gives me 11.
Yeah, and then roll the 2d6 and add
That's your
that to the 11.
Yeah, so use another one of those. Just roll both of them together.
Oh, sorry.
That's alright. And 2 plus 1, 3.
That's not 3.
So that's 9. No, sorry, ignore me.
It's 14 damage in
Yeah,
total.
plus 8 plus 3 is 11.
11.
And then add
Plus
that
3.
3.
14.
Okay, 14.
Okay, so you move up, you cast Branding Smite on your weapon, which makes, as Pete said, it glows with radiant energy, so a bit like the
Yep.
picture here. And you strike down with your axe and you transfer all of that astral energy into the sea hag. So you cut with your battle axe and
Mhm.
cause a wound, and then that radiant energy bursts and goes into her body as well, dealing extra damage. So that was a good hit. You did a lot of damage there. It's 14, so that
And
was a
she's
good
still-
strike. She's still standing.
And she's
And
now
you
glowing.
get another
And
attack
she's
as
very
well. So
enraged.
you've transferred that radiant glow from your battle axe, which is now returned to normal, and she's glowing instead. So she's standing there glowing like a torch.
Right.
Okay, so you get your second attack now. So roll.
You get to do it
d20.
again.
Another
So,
d20.
another
But
D20.
the branding smite only works for the next attack, so that's now gone.
Does
Right.
Yeah.
Does it? I thought
Yeah,
it
the
was-
spell lasts for a minute,
But
but the damage is only done the
On the
next
next-
time you hit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So, but now I write.
only on a strike, on the initial strike.
Yes.
Okay, but I roll my D20 again.
Yeah.
I've got 10. Do I need to add the 6 for the
Yeah,
battle
you
axe?
do.
16.
So 16.
Yeah, so that hits. So roll damage for me. So this time it's just 1d8 plus 3.
That should be it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So I don't know.
Lost the ability to count. 4.
Okay, so that time you do hit again, not as hard, with as much force, but you still damage. So that's good.
Okay.
18 damage for your first combat round.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I take 18.
no, you,
No,
you,
no,
you
you
dealt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
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 okay.
Yeah, you're good. Unless you rolled a natural 1, then you probably damage yourself. So.
Never say never.
That will never happen. It's just really unlikely. There's a chance it's like 1 in 400 chance.
That's for rolling 2 of them.
I will. I'll create a spiritual weapon.
Yep.
And I'll cast it into its. It's a floating spectral giant hammer.
Ooh.
Flies down a corridor, goes past Lobo. Yes, I know.
I always spiritual weapon for
Oh my
me.
gosh,
I
thing.
always visualise it as a floating Mallet's mallet. I don't know
The
why.
Mallet's mallet.
I can't help it. It's Mallet's mallet.
We get a bang on the head like this, or like this.
I hate doing that.
I know. So, Paching,
Brilliant.
and we'll attack.
Your dice box.
Sorry,
And you got your dice box to stand it on.
no, because it'd be too high.
Okay.
So that. So that he'll go there, and he'll attack this one, the yellow one.
Yep.
So it's normal to hit. It doesn't have bonus to hit, or does it? I just
It's
use
your
mine.
spell attack bonus.
Oh, okay, yeah. 10.
You missed. So you cast a spell.
Yeah.
The spectral force appears behind the sea hags, goes down to strike, but unfortunately misses.
Okay.
Do you want to move up?
I will. I can only move 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. So that's it. That's me done for that
Okay.
round.
Cool. Top of the round. Pete, you're in. You can now hear sounds of battle.
Alright. fast as I can move.
Do you not want to dash?
That was me dashing.
Oh, because you're stealth.
Well,
Which is half
okay.
move is
Yeah, no,
stealth.
I'll stop being stealthy. That's right. Aha! I assume I've not encountered anyone else or seen anything else on the way past.
No. There's a few cots and it's like a bedroom type area that you've passed through, but there's no one else here. You're going to throw a dagger or wait till you get to melee?
No, because I've double moved.
Okay, yes you have. Correct. Lobo.
Lobo is scared, which is really unusual, and he therefore gets very cross.
Very cross.
Very
And
cross.
attacks recklessly, I'm sure to undo
Attack
the
recklessly, and yes, to undo the thing, and rages.
Yeah.
On the, which is the one that hits shield, that one.
Yeah.
That one. So
One
that
attack.
is 14.
That is a hit. Roll damage for me, please.
Shall I do the other next one as well?
Yes, okay.
11.
No, that's a miss.
14 damage.
Okay, good hit. Okay, so he swings down his blunt end of his hook and chain. She goes to dodge out of the way and he just manages to catch her on the collarbone, so it's a glancing blow but still good damage. On the upswing, however, because she dodged backwards, he misses. Noella.
I want to try poison spray on that one.
The tagged one, the,
Yeah,
one,
yeah,
the
yeah.
one that clawed you last
Yeah.
round, okay?
Does poison spray have a cone effect?
What,
No,
sorry?
it's a single target.
Yeah, it's
I think
a
of
10 feet
prismatic.
range.
Prismatic spray.
That was my mistake in the first session where I thought it was a cone.
Right, two d12s. Well, I know you got to do con 14.
No, you have to roll a hit with it, don't you? Or is it me making a save?
I think it's you saving. Con 14 it has.
Con 14.
Yeah.
Okay. No. Oh, no, just. Yeah. I rolled 14.
No! Never mind.
So you cast a spell and the green spray of previous sessions erupts from your fingers, but this time unfortunately has no effect. Do you want to move or take any other bonus actions or anything?
Oh, I think my bonus action I think is like 2-armed weapon, but I don't think that really
No. So
No.
yeah.
can't do that.
Mabel?
How many is the yellow tagged sea hag currently injured, or is she uninjured?
She's uninjured.
Okay, so only the green tagged is currently injured,
And the untagged.
and the untagged.
Mm.
Okay. Is the untagged within 60 feet?
It looks like it from here.
Yeah, can't do.
But you could always move anyway.
It's only
Yeah,
about
I'll
50
move up a
feet
bit.
away.
I'll move up by about
5.
15.
5, 10, 15.
Yeah.
Behind me.
And I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on the untagged
Okay.
hag, but it's a 14 wisdom throw.
Failed.
Okay, so you take 2d12 of damage. So I will roll my d12, which
2d12.
because it's if the target is missing any of its hit points, it takes 1d12, but because it's a 5th level cantrip, it's 2d12. So that's 2. So 6.
That's a 9.
And sorry, 9 and a 4, so 13 points of damage.
Right. That's good. Okay, so you cast a spell, a spectral skull appears and shoots forward and enters the hag's body, and she shrivels up and seems to be racked with pain, and the face becomes even more monstrous and ghastly.
It's like the skull from Ghost Rider.
Yeah, that's it. that's exactly it. So it definitely did damage.
Excellent.
My turn. Okay. Right, Lobo, can you make me another wisdom saving throw, please?
No. 7.
Okay, so the untagged hag, who is facing off against Lola, the one that he hit so effectively last round, her face becomes, off the effect of the spell that Maylor just cast, even more horrific and ghastly, and the mouth opens wider and wider, and she rears up as if she's going to bite Lobo in half, and he cowers down and down and down, and all of a sudden he clutches his chest and goes white in the face and collapses to the ground. He's
so
now
annoyed.
got 0 hit points. However, because of his half-orc ability, he has 1, but he is currently prone on the ground with 1 hit point. Dave's sitting there thinking, at least it was me that killed him.
That's gone down to 1, so it's very near 0.
Oh, okay.
That's relentless endurance.
Yes. The green tag goes to claw you, Agatha, and I roll a 16, which is a miss against your pass of 21.
Okay.
And the yellow tag one goes, moves up towards you, Kingsman, and I think is next behind Lobo. Is that correct? I can't really see from here.
No,
You got Agatha.
Agatha. Okay, so
Then there's me.
okay, so the yellow tag one moves past Agatha.
In the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, and it goes to attack Kingsman. So
does she provoke attack of
yes.
opportunity from?
So Agatha, you can roll an attack because the creature has moved through your area of threat. So you can take your reaction to have an attack of opportunity with your battle axe if you wish.
Because it's moved away from the spiritual hammer. Does the spiritual hammer get an attack?
I've only rolled a 3.
Okay.
Do I add anything to that?
So you add your battle axe modifier.
So I've got 9.
9. So that's unfortunately a miss. So she moves past you and you swing, but you unfortunately timed it incorrectly, and it just passes and passes her back as she moves past. So she takes a swipe at you, Kingsman, for 21 armor class.
21 hits.
And you take 8 damage.
Okay.
Okay, Agatha, sure go. So you've got Lobo on the floor in front of you.
Can I do anything to help him?
You can. So you've got Cure Wounds as a spell, and you have Lay on Hands that you can do as an action.
Can I cure wounds? And then I'm not sure what's Divine Smite. It's listed under special actions.
So Divine Smite, when you hit with your battle axe, for example,
Right.
you can tell me that you want to use Divine Smite, and what that does is it burns off one of your spell slots. So the 4 spell slots you have for first level spells, you can use one of them to do an extra D8 damage when you use your weapon.
Okay. Divine Smite's not listed under the spells. It's on the.
No, it just
but is
uses
a
one
spell.
of the spell
Okay.
slot. Yeah. So if you want to cast Cure Wounds,
Yes.
you can either do that at first level
Mhm.
or second level. If you do it at first level, then the health that you will give back to Lobo will be 1d8 plus 3. If you do it at second level, then it does more. It will be 2d8 plus 3. So that's your choice what level you want to do it. But you have already cast one second level spell, which means
Yes.
you've only got 1 left.
Okay.
So it's your choice whether you want to do it at first or second.
Can I do it at first level?
Yeah.
So what do I have to do?
So you roll 1d8 and add 3
Right.
to it.
6.
Okay. So Lobo, you get 6 hit points back. So you're currently on 7 health.
Sorry.
Don't apologise to me. It's not my character.
Jeff. He's not here.
Okay. So that's your action.
Yep.
Do you want to move, do anything else, or stay where you are?
I can't attack, can I?
No.
No. Okay. I might as well stay where I am.
Okay.
Mhm.
Kingsman. You can move your hammer up to 20 feet as a bonus action.
Yeah.
It is still next to the untagged one, so you can attack that using a spiritual weapon, And obviously you're now in melee combat with the yellow tagged hag in front of you.
Cool. Let's do a spiritual hammer on this one first, the
Yeah.
untagged. Which is 1d3. 17
Yep, that hits.
and 6 damage.
6 damage.
It's on the untagged.
Okay, so the hammer swipes down, clips her on the shoulder. She's looking pretty damaged.
Okay. And the one in front of me, I'll use my battle axe to
Yeah.
hit.
Yeah.
18 plus 5.
Yeah, that hits.
That's first attack. 8 points of damage.
Yeah.
And second attack is a 10. I get 2 attacks.
Do you?
2 attacks. Can I get 2 attacks?
Don't think so.
You're a fighter.
You're a cleric.
Right. That was it then.
I'm sure you don't get 2 attacks.
Attacks per action 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 8 damage. Okay, so you made a healthy hit. It did damage, but she's previously undamaged, so she's not looking that bad.
Good, good.
Top of the round, Axel.
I step up here and sneak attack.
Yep.
As she's distracted by fighting Lobo and the presence of Agatha.
Yep.
24.
Is a hit.
25.
Roll your damage.
Uh, 13.
Okay. It was enough. So you creep up behind her, not particularly stealthily since you started running when the sounds of battle occurred, but you do manage to sink the blade deep between her shoulders, literally backstabbing. She's down
Yeah.
and out.
Does that have any effect on Lobo?
No.
Okay.
Because the frightening gaze effect takes him down to 0 hit points as an action. And because I only got him to roll 1 saving throw rather
Yeah.
than 3, I'm saying he's still affected by the fright of the other 2.
Okay.
What I didn't do though, and I will get you to do now, is roll me a saving throw because it's his turn.
It's not his turn yet. I
Okay.
finished off my movement,
Yeah.
used my second attack
Okay.
on the green one.
He got 6 points back, didn't he?
That will be 16 to hit.
Just hit.
2 damage.
2 damage.
My left-handed attack.
Tickled with the.
Yeah.
Right. Now it's Lobo's
Now it's
go.
Lobo's go.
And he rolls a wisdom saving throw before doing anything else. Still fails. He's still frightened.
It's a dirty one. Is he on the floor?
He's prone, yes.
Gets up.
Yeah.
But he's still frightened.
Yeah.
So he won't move closer.
No, but he's within melee range anyway.
But getting up is his move, isn't it?
It's half his movement.
He's still raging.
Yeah.
Could throw his hook thing.
Well, he's close enough to
Oh,
this
okay.
one. And he recklessly attacks.
Okay.
That's more like it. 17,
That's a hit.
and which is 25 and 24.
Hit is a hit. Roll damage. So 2d10 plus 14.
$23.
Okay, there's 2 healthy clubs, both hitting on the forestroke and the backstroke. The hag on a green tag is looking pretty rough, but she's still standing at the moment. Noella.
I like to use my scimitar, but I think I have a bonus action. So it says, when I click on the scimitar, you have 1+ bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon.
Yeah. So it's a scimitar +1.
Yes.
So that will, because you've got that on in beyond and you've got it equipped.
Yeah.
So that on your action sheet where you've got your scimitar recorded,
Yeah.
that will already be included in your damage and to hit rolls.
Okay.
Okay, so if you want to attack with that scimitar, just roll your d20 and use the numbers that's on
Fabulous.
the sheet. So d20, what does it say that it gets?
And +6.
+6, and then 1d8 plus whatever his damage is.
So so 15 +6, that's 21.
That hits.
And then I've got 1d6 +3. So, 5 + 3, 8.
Okay. What is your strength?
My strength is -1.
Okay. Right, so, sorry, how much damage was it? 6?
Yes. No, 1d6 +3 was 5 + 3, so it's 8.
8. Just one more than you required. Okay, so you slash down. The magical nature of the weapon makes it even sharper than normal, so you slash from shoulder across the breastbone, just doing enough damage to take her down, so she is out.
Which one, the green or yellow?
Green.
Green.
Pass her over.
Yep. Thank you very much. Maylor, you're up.
Just so it's fair, I'm trying to. I was just reading up on the sea hag, and apparently any humanoid that starts within 30 feet have to do a saving throw.
Yeah, because I keep forgetting it, so it's my fault.
Shall I do that?
No, because you make it. You keep making it until you pass. When you pass, you're then immune to the effects for 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
So, and because you all passed apart from Jeff,
Yeah.
then that's okay.
Okay, gotcha.
What I should have done, and this is my fault for forgetting, is the people that entered that 30 feet after, such as Agatha and Kingsman, should have rolled, but that's my fault for forgetting.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure, because if I do need to roll, I would have rolled. But
It's-
so
that's on me for forgetting after the first round.
is the yellow one currently damaged?
The yellow one is damaged now because Kingsman hit with
Okay.
an axe last
So
round.
can you please roll me a wisdom saving throw?
Probably not. I will attempt it. Yep, that's a 1. So you can have double damage for that.
Okay, so that is 2d12. So that's a 6,
Yeah,
and that's a 10. So 16 times 2.
32
it's 2
damage. Okay, so this time you
Bigger head.
you create the skull of a large bison, horns and all, and it shoots forward and hits her square in the chest, and she takes an almighty amount of damage. She suddenly just completely wrapped in pain and almost collapses down onto the ground.
Almost.
She is looking rough,
But she's not down.
but she's not down. She didn't like that at all, so she is actually going to move past Kingsman and attack you. I don't think she moves out of the threat range, so it's not an attack of opportunity.
No, she's just circled around.
That is a 18 to hit.
I'm using shield as a bonus bonus reaction.
Yep.
So I need to, so it's +5 to AC. So
She does move out of Agatha's reach.
Okay, so if you want
Does that mean that I can hit
Get
her with my
attacked.
back?
Yeah,
Not hit
free,
her with my back.
free go.
Woo!
Well,
So I've got 5 plus, so I've got 11.
you missed, unfortunately.
what was your roll?
She was too quick.
18.
I know.
Okay, so you
Get you
hit.
next time.
I think I should go to Specsavers.
Because it was +5, so mine 12 +5. So basically, I used a spell slot for shield,
Yeah.
but it +5, so 2 + 5, so 17. So you hit anyway. So
Okay.
so
I'll let you off of burning off shield.
okay.
Okay, because I tell you what the number is. I normally just let you add it up. So you already knew your armor class would only have gone up to 17, so you wouldn't have bothered using the spell.
Right.
Okay, so you can just unclick the fact that you've cast shield.
Okay.
You should be able to just switch it off. There you go.
All right.
Okay, so just remember in future,
When you make a
If
reaction, you know
you
after
know
the
what
dice
the
has been
is.
rolled, then you get to decide. So if he rolls like an 18 on you can then choose whether to react to it with shield.
Oh,
So
okay.
you
Cool.
go, oh hang on. That's-
Sure. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Even if
Fine.
you don't know what it all adds up to, you can still look at the dice before you.
Okay. Gotcha. I thought it was just sort of just just in case.
You,
Okay,
you don't have to waste that spell and then it not
be
have
useful.
any effect.
All right, yeah, that's
But
fine.
if
Okay.
it's on the
Don't
border,
forget that you have mage armor, don't you?
Which I haven't cast yet.
Yes. So
So-
it might be worth you casting that after this fight.
Yeah. Oh, I did have mage armor. I'll get rid
Okay.
of that.
Agatha, you're up.
do you take damage?
I did.
I
Can I-
do.
Yes, I do need to give you some damage, don't I? 1, 4, so that is 8 damage.
Okay.
And Agatha, now you'll go.
Can I attack her with my battle axe?
You can twice if you wish.
Twice. So I rolled 16.
That
and
hits.
Add. Okay, I don't need to add anything, so I don't.
No, because it's already
So-
higher than her armor class.
Okay, and I've rolled 14 plus 6 is 20.
That is also a hit. So you roll damage for me, so that's 2d8 plus 6.
So I roll this twice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 7. 7, 14, so 20.
Okay.
Come on.
Right, so you did the final killing blow on the last
Hooray.
tag, so you can do the describing part of how you took her down.
Oh my gosh. So
No pressure.
Agatha swings a battle axe round her head and swings upwards because she is so short. She catches the hag under the chin and takes her head clean off.
Oh.
Awesome.
That's a bit of a theme with this party.
Yeah, it is.
Removing heads.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We should carry them in a little rucksack.
Decapitate us.
Lobo does.
Yeah.
He has to middle that part.
Oh, okay.
We get a bag of holding with just severed heads of every kill.
Okay, so
I'll take it.
as you swing your axe round, yelling with all your might, and
Everyone
you do
else steps back.
a great uppercut, catch her on the chin. It happened to be the hag that was holding the eye. So as you separate her head, the eye goes flying up into the air. Can you roll me a dexterity check, please? So roll a d20
For the
and
catch
add your
it.
dexterity
That's a 9.
plus your dexterity. Is that
0.
Okay, so
Aw.
you fling your arm out to try and catch the eye as it passes, but you miss completely. It falls into the pot of wherever it is they're cooking
Does it
on
smell
there.
good though?
Not anymore. It doesn't. So now that the illusion has been broken, the green mass of God knows what that's in this cauldron and bubbling away no longer smells like appetising food and comfort and warmth. It is repellent and disgusting. There is a large spoon in there, so if you want to try and fish the eye out, you can. Other than that, you can make investigation checks of the area.
Might as well.
Which
We
is
could see if we can. Useful.
Lobo's now no longer frightened.
Lobo is no longer frightened, but
What's
he's
we
still
rolling
on
for?
70 points.
Investigation.
Investigation.
Oh, okay.
And Steve, just as a real time reminder, it is now 11 p.m.
Wow.
I rolled a 15. So do I have +2? Because it's skill,
Intelligence?
investigation.
So
So
17.
17.
Okay. So you managed to fish the eye out of the cauldron of
Great.
boiling crap.
Put it in my pocket.
It is a large eyeball. You don't know what creature it's from. It does appear to be coated in some sort of hard shell lacquer coating. So it's not perishable or anything like that. It seems usable, although you can't quite figure out how or what. That would
Fantastic.
probably lie to your wizard to try and figure out what exactly it would do.
With an identify
Um,
or a detect magic.
if you want to cast detect magic,
Okay. Give me the eye, I'll detect magic on it.
it is magical.
Okay.
Now you want to make an Arcana check.
Yep. So 7 plus 6 is 13.
Okay, so you play around with it for a few minutes, look at it. You can't find any catches or symbols or runes or anything on it like that. But as you're sort of looking at it, you do happen to hold it up to your face, and vision sort of becomes more clear as you peer through it when you're holding it up to your face.
It's a monocle. Spherical monocle.
Which is unusual. You are looking through what is a white eyeball with a coloured iris on it. It's not clear, but when you hold it in front of your face, you can see through it, and other than being blurry around the edges, where you get this sort of ocular parallax effect, your vision is clear, and you think, particularly in situations of dark areas, it would be useful to use,
Okay.
even though you have dark vision yourself.
Okay.
Who would like us that can see in dark?
You?
I have dark vision.
I already have dark vision, so
I don't think I have dark vision actually.
No, I think it's only Noella that doesn't have
Yeah.
dark vision.
So I'll look after it.
I'll say, Noella, do you want this eye so you can have a look through dark?
Have this
Yes,
eyeball.
please. I'll put it in my little.
Can I make a dexterity check to chuck the eyeball there?
Aye.
to Noella?
If you want. So it's a hag's eye, Lauren.
Excellent.
And a hag's eye, when you peer through it, allows you to see with dark vision up to 60 feet.
Ooh. Vision up to.
It's an always on item. Obviously,
Okay.
you have to hold it, so it's not
Yeah.
particularly useful in combat situations. But when you're wandering down dark corridors and things like that, it will allow you to move around.
So I've
without
typed it in
using
my
touch.
other possessions thing. Is that right? I can't actually select it. I've just manually typed it.
You could try searching for it
Yeah.
as an item, but you might
Okay.
not find it. So if you just make a note of it, that's
Yeah.
what it does. And what I'll do is I'll print you off a card,
Fabulous.
because it might not be on beyond. Okay, so it's just gone 11 o'clock. For the rest of this caves, there are other encounters that will probably take another hour to get through before we reach the end of this area. So we okay, just stop there at 11 o'clock, and then we'll pick it up next session. Yeah, are you
Yeah.
going to join us again, Sarah?
Hopefully. I was reminded by my husband before I left. You have got a family, remember?
It's called D&D,
I know.
the new family.
I have to-
So you're calling
I
that-
have to
that's
see
it?
something.
That's game.
Yeah, like I say, if we have another encounter, which we have to have one more encounter before we get to the end of this section, will be at least another hour minimum. Probably end up being an hour and a half. So
Are we kind of on time for it though? Is how you expect it to kind of?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Really? Even with all my dithering?
probably half an hour behind where I thought
Sorry.
you'd be,
Okay,
but
that's
there's
not too bad.
no way. I mean, so we was mapping it out earlier,
Yeah.
and Dave was mapping out like the bit after this, and because I said to him when we had our video call earlier today that there's no way we're gonna get beyond like the section where I'd intended to get to tonight, and it depends on which route you take, right? So there's 3 encounters, and I expected you to run into 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
It was just as easy to get past this map section with only doing 1 encounter. So if you'd have only done 1 encounter, we would have got to the end of this section.
Yeah.
But because we're now going to do 2,
Yeah.
we won't.
Okay,
That's just the way it plays out. So the end of this section was intending to be handing over the riddle that you have to solve to get into the next part of the dungeon, so that you could take this away with you and study it for the next 2 weeks.
Quick, take a photo. What was that again, Steve?
Yeah.
So out of interest for everyone here, how did you find playing with the monitor?
I liked it a lot actually.
10 out of 10.
I much preferred it.
You've played it before. How was your experience of having that type of map?
I think that works really well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you save quite a lot of time as well because you don't have to
Brilliant.
move stuff around. Just click it. It's up.
I know nothing else. This is amazing.
So previously we've had cardboard tiles, resin tile, plaster, and all kinds of stuff.
Or no tiles at all?
No tiles.
And you
Just-
can dim the lights for added effect. I think it's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
we could actually dim them. Yeah, we could
Yeah.
turn them down if you wanted to.
And the other, so the one we did on the other Saturday as well, with you revealing it and having to drag it around and stuff like that, using this one where it just tiles onto the next one, is it like this is quicker and it's got animation on it as well?
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the previous screens when it was actually changing hue, I didn't know it did that.
Yeah.
So it's actually nice to have it. I mean, even the crystals, they're blue and they glow.
Yeah.
They radiate. It's quite nice. But I think if we had more planning, then we could do other things
Yeah.
with
Like
this.
transitions where it gives sound fades into the next.
Exactly.
Quite cool.
So this is, and anyone watching this is Dynamic Dungeons. So a big thank you to them. And also, we haven't mentioned, but a big thank you to Danny and the team at Initiative Order, who have actually given a lot of help and advice on setting this up. So yes, thank you if you're watching. If you're not, thank you anyway. But hey ho. And we'll see you in the next exciting episode of Friday Night Fights.
Indeed. What will happen next?
I don't know.
Well, I think there's at least one
Well,
more
we get out of
encounter.
this cave.
Yeah.
And a riddle.
And a riddle
I
that
don't
we
know
have to
what-
solve.
There is a riddle to solve, and I'm torn between giving it to you now or
No, save it. And then we'll, yeah. We know it's coming.
you know it's coming. Be prepared. Get your riddle hats on.
And
Okay.
Sarah, as first time ever player,
Yeah,
what do you think?
it was so much fun.
Cool. Well, your PC picked up fairly quick as well.
I wouldn't say that. It was still slightly talking alien to me.
It
I
is.
still have no idea why I had to throw 2 of those. I have been looking back through.
So when you cast a spell, and I can't remember, Branding Smite. So
Yep.
that you charge your axe up with radiant energy that you then release into whatever creature you hit.
Yes.
So you roll your normal damage for your battle axe because you connect with that, and then you discharge that energy. And the discharge of that energy grants you an additional 2d6 damage.
A bonus, yeah.
So I should have looked on the spells page maybe.
Which is where kind of D&D Beyond comes in now. So have a play with D&D Beyond. Is you taking our character sheet away?
I think
Yeah.
you're taking
And then
it.
just
Thank you.
compare and see how you feel. You know, do you prefer to use the paper? Do you prefer to use the digital one? The advantage of D&D Beyond is you can click on a spell and it will tell you all the information,
Yes.
which is in there. So save you time.
Yes.
You
So I
get
can't.
it
I
as
can't
well.
tell from reading the names of some of the spells what it is that they do.
Yeah, but it will have a PHP page, and then you can just find it in.
Yeah,
in
get the
there.
book, yeah.
Yes.
Put the D&D up on it.
Cool.
Fantastic. Well, I should go and do some reading.
And I shall turn. There you go. Bye.